The whole thing with the range of the hook, they think that's gonna stop. Remember the way the guys are playing online, all they're doing is
Yeah,
lean back, throw the hook. That's all they're doing the whole freaking time. But the thing
yeah.
is, if you box them, you'll beat them. That's the thing. So it is
Exactly.
beatable.
So
All you gotta do is throw a jab. You just jab that shit because the fact is when they lean back, their whole body's exposed. So you could catch
yeah,
them. You could catch them. There's a lot of
exactly.
things, not even that. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll talk about that because I'm just kind of curious
All
what
right.
that is
The
about.
show. Let me see that it kick up so I can start it off. Dad, go live.
It's live. It's live. I see it live.
All right.
Yeah, it's live. All right, we're good. Throw me some Modocs.
What'd you say?
Throw me some mod access.
Okay.
So when eventually I'll get there, I could shoot. I could share my screen.
Dad, I wanted to put something in the chat because get more support. People reading it, but they're not filling it out. Like they scared. They scared to hurt
Serve it right?
Still City Phil.
No. It's not that. It's not that. It's that thing we discussed, man. It's the thing we discussed. Give me some time, or we'll get it done. That's the main thing. It's like
Yeah. I'm not in a rush.
okay, but we'll see how much you capture in the meantime. But it's really it's the length. It's the length and the time. You have to realize it'll take a lot of time to complete it, basically.
I be forgetting to close out the of my app. I mean my sites
The
from
serve
Notorious.
the serve on RAM.
Let me see. You got anybody in the chat yet?
Loading it up. Let me see.
Nobody yet.
Yeah, it'll take some time to warm up.
Yeah, so yeah, we got some. I hate that I start getting lazy not writing. I try to make the show be more organic, but more organic is having some talking points.
Poe, there's
Yeah,
you have you have it broadcasting 2 times on YouTube right now. One of the broadcasts is the one that's coming straight from our thing, but you have a next broadcast where it's just picking up on you alone with no background, nothing. You got to kill that feed because it's gonna kill your bandwidth during the broadcast. You're broadcasting 2 times right now. When I look at it,
so I wonder where the other one is at now. Because if I kill this one,
um, well, we don't know it yet. Yeah, because 2 of them right now. The one in me, and you, like the one where we have all the backgrounds and I'm there. That one's live right
yeah,
now. But at the same time, there's one with just you, but you're seeing your actual room in the back with no background, and it's just you by yourself. So those 2 are going on live at the same time right now. Okay, I know which one it is. Hold on, let me check. I'll tell you which one. I'll tell you the title. Hold on. Okay. Yo, Poe, on your thing, you should have 2. One is called Talk Show Episode 61, and the other one's called Poe and the Community Speaking Their Minds About Boxing Video Games. The one that's labeled Talk Show Episode 61, Poe and the Community Speaking Their Mind, that's the extra right now. The
oh, I
one that
know
just
what
says Poe and
happened.
the one that just says Poe and the Community Speaking, that's the one with all of us on it right now. That's good.
Let me see something.
I'm surprised it's letting you broadcast 2 at the same time.
Me too. So is it? What is doing?
Let me check. Oh, check.
Both of them. Hope both of them didn't drop.
Let's see. Okay, the good one's still there, and then the second one, let me see if it's still there. It looks okay. Wait, hold on. It's I think it's the one that says talk show episode 61. It looks like it's there, but it's no longer. But it's like it's taking a while for it to phase out.
Oh, because all I did was click the top part off. I didn't like in the show. I want to take that chance.
Because what's gonna happen during the show if they keep on Brock, you're gonna run into bandwidth issues. Let me see if I can go on my phone. Let me see if the other one's running.
All right. What's the good show? Again, let me type it in.
The good show is Poe and the community speaking their minds about boxing video games. Otherwise, the one that's called episode 61, it's still broadcasting.
Oh, it is?
Well, let me check. I'll check it again. Check 1, 2, 3. I think you killed it. Okay, good. I think the 61, yeah, I think you just killed it. Let me check again. Nah, it's still live. And what's happening?
Right,
Yeah, it's still live.
I got to go in the studio.
Which one?
Okay, I see in the studio. So the good one is the 61. The other one is the bad one.
No. Yo, Poe. The good one, the bad one is the one that says episode 61. The bad one.
Oh, that's the bad.
That's the bad one.
You sure?
Yeah, because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it on my computer right now, right? The one that says episode 61, it does it's the one where you have no background, you don't see me, nothing. Nobody's there except you in your room. But the one that just says Poe and the community speaking, that's the one that's coming straight, like how we're seeing it in Shoecast right now.
Okay, I see streaming, then one say webcam, so I noticed. Let me see.
Otherwise, your audience is split right now. A couple of people are watching there, a couple of people are watching another one. One that's coming straight, like how we're seeing it.
Is it people in the chat?
Okay, I think you did it. All right, the only one left is the good one now. Let me check again. I think you got. Oh, what did you do to get? What did you do to get rid of the other one?
I'm deleting it.
You're good then. It's good. They got it. It did the job. Let me check one more time. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. That's it. You're good to go. Shaolin, I don't know if you see your thing, but Shaolin's asking you, what do you guys think about the patch notes? That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we got
Can
a
you see
lot.
that? Can you see it? Are you have your thing
I
to see
can't see it
on?
yet because I just give me a second. I can't see it yet.
What you have to do, Poe, is open it up, but then once it opens, you could pause the video, not the video feed, but you know when you open another one and you're kind of watching as the public,
Yeah,
you could pause it, and even though you
yeah.
pause the stream, you'll still see the live chat running no matter what. That's what I do. I have it open again, so I could just see the chat.
Uh, it gave me a whole. It gave me a whole screen. Hey, it's a pop up screen. I guess.
Yeah, but you should be able to pop up anyways. There should be an option if you want to pop up the chat. That way you can have it floating.
Yeah, for the talk show, but with YouTube, it just popped the whole screen. All right, I see it now. It's echoing. I got.
You got 4 in the room. Don't worry, guys. We're almost ready to go.
All right, we good. Shaolin, you said what do you guys think of the patch notes? That's that's a lot. I think that's a good reason to have the show we having today. Um, you want to start it off, AJ Pax?
Yeah, man. Let's start it off. So here I'm gonna share my screen so we can go over this. We can go over the patch notes. So one sec. All right. Let me just zoom in a bit on this.
You
All
still
right.
there,
So
Shaolin?
yeah, he's there. So here are the patch notes that came out today. This is going to be for update 2.0 free content update. Now, let's start off. Let's start off with this. The fighters. Now, here are the fighters. Now, here's the thing. I don't care. I don't care. It's free. I realize you have to. I realize okay, it's for free. You should what's the word? When something's for free, you should be gracious. But
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
the way Steel City was doing that whole for the last 3 to 4 weeks, dropping they're using the little emoji cons. They kind of drop hints in terms of who these freaking boxers are, and everybody is thinking if they're all thinking it's real, it's going to be boxers. It's going to be boxers that we want. Boxers. It could be from boxers from the past. It could be boxers from the golden era. It could be boxers from the past. It could be modern day boxers, right? They give us Lupe Fiasco and Bugsy Malone. Now, Lupe Fiasco, I know this guy from probably what 2010 when he was hot, when he was like part of pop
yeah.
culture. Now, so the reason why everyone's saying he's in the game is because he has a track. Him and Bugsy Malone have a track in the game, but come on, man, like Steel City, how can you be so freaking disrespectful to the Undisputed community? The fact that, man, you're an indie company and you release this game under the pretense we're an indie company, you have to give us a chance, this and that, but you weren't charging indie prices. You were charging AAA pricing for this frigging game. You're charging AAA prices for your DLC, but you have the balls to give us Lupe Fiasco and Bugsy Malone. And Bugsy Malone, I don't even know him as a rapper, to tell you the truth. I had to kind of read into it, and then I realized, okay, he's on the soundtrack of the game. So if it's the same Bugsy I'm thinking about now, he has good flow. But who the hell is like who's asking for these guys? These are celebrity rappers who are not even mainstream rappers anymore. Like who's asking for this, man? Why? Like, what is going on in the Discord discussion? Like, you guys are in the Discord. What are you guys discussing with the devs that's causing this to happen? Like, Paul, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's like they don't care no more. And this technically is their last hurrah. To me, this is their last hurrah. And they to me they dropping the ball. A lot of people might believe,
Like, I want
you've been, they may feel that I'm being over the top.
But no, but I'm gonna ask again, what is going on in that Discord? Or what kind of polling are these guys doing? Like, where are they polling? They're polling on they're polling on X, they're polling on Facebook. Are they polling on Instagram? They're polling on Discord? But where are these polls that said that we want these rappers from back in 2010?
Yeah. Fight
Where
Night
is this
2004.
Fight Night 2004? What do you mean?
When they did that with Fight Night 2004, we was complaining then. They had rappers in the game. They had Big Tigger, he was the announcer, the commentator and everything. Then they had a couple of rappers that was like special characters in the game. I forget they
but Big Tigger is the announcer. That's fine. He could be you could have a guest announcer. But we don't want but they were smart enough not to have Big Tigger as an actual boxer in the game.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like who's gonna use Lupe Fiasco and Bugsy? Really? Who's gonna want to use these guys?
Nobody.
Like we're talking about a small indie company. How did they find time to waste their time on these two guys? I don't get it, man.
Yeah, but I hate keeps calling them a small indies company because they're not. They plant that. You know what they're using? That's playing victim. But keep saying, "Oh, we're just an indie company." You've been making the game for 5 years. You have 3 facilities. You have a major. They have a major publisher. That publisher is major. That's a major publisher. Then they got 3 investors. So that don't sound like an indie game.
And let me tell you something. Talking about the investors. I went on Twitter, man. I went on Twitter and I have anybody who wants the investors, I have their tags. If you go to my my X page, same name, AAJ Pax, you can see, man. I went and I messaged the investors today, asking them, or even at least talking from a certain part of the community. Who's that? Why disrespect us? Why is CSI? Why is Steel City Interactive? Why are they shitting on the community? Yeah. I don't give a fuck. It's for free. I don't care if this shit's for free, man, because I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want it, man.
Then,
like, man, I think,
let's not forget about Manny Pacquiao again.
Well, the Manny Pacquiao's that's not even covered in these notes, but I'll come to Manny Pacquiao. But even Jake LaMotta. I'm glad to get Jake LaMotta, but Jake LaMotta and all the old school and all the golden era fighters, they should have been in the game since version 1.0.
Yeah, they should have they should have started it off and then start adding the other boxes.
Yes,
it makes sense.
Why are you giving me Jake and Jack Dempsey almost a year later? Those like they should have been there from the beginning, filling out the roster, man. Like I just don't understand that, man.
Yeah.
Also, yes, yeah.
No, you go ahead.
Also, too, like I looked around YouTube today and I watched some videos by It's Mega, A Clockworth, Orion Combat, and Proxys. And all of them said the same freaking thing. It's a lack of respect that they did this whole social media campaign with the emoticons and everyone's guessing, and the whole time they freaking suckered us with Lupe Fiasco and Bugsy Malone. Like it's like literally, man, like wasting everybody's time. Hey, Lupe Fiasco, man, I ain't bad talking to him in terms of his rapping ability, but yo, if you want to see, if you want a good song by Lupe, what's it called? The Show Must Go On. Look up a video by Lupe, not just the track, but look up you can look up a video of Barry Bonds, Hall of Fame Bound. That's the track they use. And it's a good song. But he has nothing to do with boxing.
Yeah, that right there, that's weird to me. It's like they could have put people in the game that really are boxers. They
Yeah.
could have put
Like even like
one
like
lower tier boxers.
well, yeah, exactly. Like they could have took. Why didn't they waste their time? Like if they thought, if they like, part of me thinks they took Loopy and Bugsy because okay, it didn't cost too much money to bring him in the game. Okay, if that's the case, why didn't they go look for up and coming fighters and add them to the game if the cost, because you'll get low cost. Maybe you could have got Abdullah Mason. Who knows? Get up and coming fighters and promote them, man. You don't need, you're promoting Loopy and Bugsy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fuck, man.
They're not. I could see if they put some like stars that's like really relevant right now. That's that kind of get their fan base to come and see it. Like even if they had to put the Gizmo, the Gizmo rapper. You know what I'm talking about? Lil Wayne.
What? Oh, Lil Wayne. I forgot. I forgot. I can't even remember they call him Gizmo. Oh, you're calling him Gizmo.
Yeah,
okay.
We do like Gizmo. Yeah, him, relevant.
You mean Gizmo? You mean or more Gremlin, man? Nah, get Gizmo after he eats after midnight. You mean? Fuck.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like. Go ahead.
But yeah, man, this lack of respect with this how they trick the community, man. And one thing that caught my attention. So as I said, I saw videos by a lot of the content creators I called out just now, right? But one of the videos that I looked at too, I saw a video by Crooks. And this guy, he talked about everything, but he skipped over Lupe Fiasco and Bugsy, and I was kind of surprised because he has a good reputation as a news reporter. He has a reputation to tell it as it. Yes, to tell it how it is, and the fucker never told it how it is. He skipped over it, and the first thing that crossed my mind: why would he skip over something like that? Obviously, you could say one excuse is he doesn't want to be negative. That's fine, but at the same time, he was recently accepted into that little inner circle. What's the name of that content creator league?
I forgot.
The YouTube content creator. No, it's them. The one that's organized by JMMA.
The
Crown, and it's sponsored by Steel City Interactive. That creator league. He recently got in because I saw the hype. They're having Creator League season 2. So they have all the creators again. They invited him. They're gonna have teams and all that kind of stuff. And it crossed my mind. I feel like he's not gonna say anything negative or the stuff that the community knows that's fucked up because he's now in that league and he needs to keep good relations. That could be me speculating, but it just seems like somebody who's supposed to have a good reputation to report the news is not reporting the news.
Yeah, but to me, he don't really. His perspective is like always his perspective. He's not unbiased when it comes to news. When he say certain things, I be like, "Yo, why you ain't say nothing about this?" Because he's like trying to be in Steel City good graces so he could get trips or whatever they throw at him. And that's bad. When you, like you said, when you call yourself a reporter, you supposed to tell us facts and what's right. You want the game to be better. Everybody keeps saying they want the game to be better, but when I hear him say certain things, he want an arcade game. He literally wants the game to be arcade. And it's literally like no options or anything. Just arcade.
talking about arcade game, I didn't have the stomach today to see JMMA's video on this topic today. I didn't want to see it because I already know. Because I already know he's not gonna be transparent. But that kind of, but bringing up his name, that kind of leads me into the other thing, man. I did see JMMA. He did a play test of Fight Night 2004. Just a couple of days, he dropped the video. And one of the things about Fight Night 2004, there's a consensus. If there's a consensus on the web that this is considered probably top 1-2 boxing games of all time. Boxing games from maybe can we say from a sim perspective, or is it really an arcade perspective?
It's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid. Fine, so it's an arcade then, right? But
yeah,
he's saying that, and the moment he started, and he's playing it for the first time, and all this kind of stuff, and right away clicked in my head, why is he making this video about Fight Night 2004 and being it so rare? And I just felt it's a way for Steel City Interactive to say that, well, if this game is considered by the consensus of the boxing video game fans that this is top 1-2 boxing game of all time, well, this game has no referee. Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to. It's like they're trying to condition the audience that, oh, you don't need a referee.
Yeah, they really trying to condition the audience. But my thing is, that game is so old. What that game is almost 15, 20 years old. So
yeah,
each game supposed to get better. Like I keep saying, boxing video games is 45 years old. But technically it's 47, but it's 45 years old. The game's supposed to look way better than what we got now. No excuses or anything. But they trying to condition everybody, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. Yes, you can. It's doable. Look it up. That's what I tell, because everybody want to argue. Oh, you just doing that AI stuff and it's going to agree with you. No, look it up.
What was the reason? What was the reason that they didn't have a referee in Fight Night 2004?
They sound just like Steel City. Talking about it was they said it was messing up the boxers and stuff like that. But then being me, doing my research, hey, Victorious Boxers got a referee in the ring. So you know it was their like when I say when they take the referee out the ring, it makes the gameplay faster. It caters to an arcade element. You know, you ain't got to worry about the referee getting in your way, breaking y'all and everything. You can do whatever you want. Even though the referee in Undisputed, like if you get hurt or something, but that's the referee is not in the ring. People really don't know that the referee makes a difference being in the ring. They really don't understand that. Yeah, so yeah, it's like what are they really trying to accomplish? I know they're trying to save this company because this is their last hurrah. It's like really their last hurrah. And is this the Manny Pacquiao is the thing that everybody keep thinking, because I thought it was gonna be a game. The big announcement that Todd was talking about, I guess that's what it is. But it's no big hurrah about it. It's no big, marketing thing about Pacquiao, which is stupid.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, this is the thing. Like, from the shittier Moshicon social media campaign having the community guessing who the boxers are. Why the fuck are you promoting the shit of Manny Pacquiao if you signed him? Like, how blunt can you be in your head? Like, how blunt can the people who are doing this, like, who is the people in charge of this division of Steel City Interactive? Who's in charge of that division? Marketing. That's their marketing team. Like, but who? Oh, okay.
Sass. She's in charge.
Right. So
I'm not gonna say too much because I don't want to hurt her feelings. She probably find a way to get me banned on Twitter or something.
I don't want to say too much because, as you said, you don't want to hurt people's feelings, and people can't control their emotions, man. Because even for me, I'm kind of like, if I say something, I could get banned from playing online. Who knows? Because the kind of power these people are wielding, you know what I mean? You never know. Like how far will they take it? Because they don't want to hear their paying customers talk the truth.
Yeah, like you don't have a voice. You shouldn't have a voice. You shouldn't be saying nothing bad. What's up,
Like,
boxing? What's up, Aaron? Yeah, the patch notes was disappointing.
but
That
if you're telling me that person staff is in charge of that division, man, oof, I don't know, man. I don't know if staff is using Open AI or whatever freaking and talking to it and getting the plans from that. Like, you laugh, right? But you never. This is what's going on,
yeah,
especially with the generation that just graduated post secondary. A lot of them don't have the analytical skills anymore, man, because all they're gonna do is leverage AI to do the friggin' things, so they don't have to think anymore. They could take a chance, man, but I I don't know, man. But going back to the whole thing about Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is an ambassador of boxing. You know what I mean? How is it possible that they're not thinking about talking about this guy yet? What is this
yeah.
thing coming out?
That's
October
crazy.
28th.
Yeah, that's crazy
October
because
28th.
he's a legend. He's a living, active legend. So it should have been a bigger thing set up for him.
Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it
But
makes
but 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 going back to the whole thing with Manny Pacquiao, man. When I think about Manny Pacquiao in the game, two things cross my mind. I think about how tall he is and his reach, and the way this game plays right now. Uh, and not an offline, but more an online, because in online, that's when you have freedom of thought. When you play the game online, freedom of thought versus another player. So that's why you see all kind of funny, some people can't box, so you'll see what they think and how it comes out in a video game after, right? That's freedom of thought. But the thing is, this kind of goes back to other conversation we had. Um, if Manny Pacquiao, what is he? 5 foot. I think he's 5'6". I don't know his reach against. It's 67 inches or 60. It's 67, 68. A lot of guys know when you play Undisputed, nobody's using none of the short fighters with short reaches because it's you're gonna get out jabbed by a guy who has a longer reach. Or the fact that Steel C never really give us the tools to really come and fight inside. We don't have the tools to do it. That's a common complaint. So what's gonna happen is, yeah, the mechanics are there. So what's gonna happen is, how many guys use Manuel Marquez? One Manuel Marquez is 5'6", 66-inch reach. How many people are using him in any form of online play right now? It's like, and he's rated 80. He's rated 88 or 89, but it's very difficult to play unless you're finding another guy of a similar size. So now it makes you wonder now. When you look at Manny Pacquiao has a specific style of boxing.
Yeah.
Especially like how he throws his left straight. How he throws that. It's not it doesn't look typical than other boxing. Or would you say it's textbook? To me, it doesn't look like a textbook. He has his own way.
Yeah, and people saying that them shortening up the hook is for the sinking. I don't think that's gonna really change anything. You shouldn't have to shorten up punches to stop the sink, because if you know boxing, and people get mad at me saying I'm gatekeeping, how can I not say what I know about boxing? People you gatekeeping it. Well, if you don't know boxing, then I do whatever. But you
Bro,
know,
hold on.
there's so many ways. Okay.
Hold that thought. We're gonna go to Matt. We're gonna go right away to that, what you're talking about right now. But go back to Matt. But the thing with Manny Pacquiao. So how is how are people actually going to use him? And then secondly, how the hell is Manny Pacquiao? If you're playing offline now and you want and we're talking about the AI now that they infuse into the boxer, does anybody think he's going to fight like Manny Pacquiao? Because that's one of your biggest things about how the boxers don't fight like themselves.
Yeah, that's like one of my biggest things. Even when I was with Round for Round, that was my biggest concern. Even when I talked to boxers, when I was talking to boxers that a company got that don't want to acknowledge I helped them get boxers, but I was saying make sure they get your style correct. Make sure they represent you correctly.
What Steel City?
Hold up.
What?
This something I gotta say. When what's his name? Mike Wayne? No, not Mike Wayne. That was at the show. I mean, that was at the event. The sports commentator.
Lil Wayne? Oh no,
the Asian guy that was there. I forget his name.
That guy. He's on that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's Kim. His name. He had Kim in his name.
So he was saying how hard it was to get boxers. Boxers are easy to get when boxers talk to boxers. When I talk to boxers, I talk to over 200 or 300 boxers. And that I can confirm. I talked to these guys. They said, well, I'm in control of who I am. My manager might help me with it, but it's up to me. It's a lot of boxers kept saying that. Say I could sign on. A lot of boxers signed on for round. And it wasn't their managers or promoters. That's why when people say certain things, I'm like, you're lying. Or you said something that made them say, well, we got to talk to it with my manager or my promoter. That's not how it was going. Like when Todd be saying, Todd don't tell nobody that I sent him a lot of boxers. It's a lot of boxers that I gotta. That's why I save everything. And just for clearance, I know.
Not to mean to cut you off, because I have a bad habit of doing that. But I see JX Chef is in the chat, and he says, "I see my guys still at it." JX Chef, man, you guys just shit on the whole fucking community. You come out with this loopy fiasco and fucking Bugsy, man. What kind of shit? What the fuck are you guys talking about on those board meetings, man? Who the fuck said they wanted that? I don't give a fuck. It's for free. You guys shit on the community. Jack Shep, you guys shit on the Undisputed community. You guys charge AAA pricing for a fucking indie developed game. You're dropping AAA pricing for DLC. And you're giving us loopy fiasco? Come on the fucking show and explain yourself. What made you guys think, like, what you guys talk about? You guys doing polls? You're doing fucking Twitter polls? You're doing Facebook polls? Where's the other poll? Is there a poll on Instagram? Where are all these polls that said you got 5,000 people the other day? Come on the come on the show and answer the question. What poll did you guys run that said that Loopy Fiasco should be in the game and we wanted him? And Bugsy Malone.
Oh, he said, I'm here to respect Paul. I appreciate that. Why do you lead a group, or were you told to lead a group? And you unfriended me on Twitter. I thought we were good like that. I thought you went past all of it.
Hey, Paul, let me tell you something. You see how Jack said his first thing? I see you guys still at it. That's a snipe comment, man. So you're going to get that kind of energy back. Fuck. This bullshit, man. And another thing, Jack Shep, are you the guy who's fucking betting before you drop that video? You guys have been promoting fucking Crawford with his new hairstyle and shit. How come the footage you guys has no Crawford? Are you guys still working out the bugs until October 28th? How the hell do you guys drop a fucking DLC video and you don't even show Crawford with his dreads, man? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you guys? Spit.
He said I left for my
Yeah, we're still at it, man. We're still at it. Shit. We're still at it because you keep on giving us stuff to eat, man. Stop feeding us. Stop doing stupid things. Who the fuck's in charge of your division? The division that's doing this crap, man. Look at this. The community box is there. Jack Shep is here to defend garbage, man. Read the fucking comments, Jack Shep. Jack Shep, I'm 100%. Just like the last time when you guys dropped the YouTube video, in the comments, the fucking people are telling the truth about what the fuck's going on. And you guys don't have enough guys to censor all those comments. Look at this. We're right here. People are right here. You're seeing the truth, man. Loopy fiasco?
You said that. I don't know the mistake of what you said, Loopy.
Jack Shep, you said, nah, you always had that energy with me. Jack Shep, I've only fucking had one Discord conversation with you, and on that same day, they banned me after that. And when I came to you guys to question it, you guys are too pussy to say why. Because you're acting like kids, man. You're just trying to fucking pull rank for no fucking reason. Like, let me tell you, hey, anybody who's watching this show, if you don't think that if you go into Discord and give them your ideas, anything's gonna happen. You need to come out on shows like Poe. You need to go on fucking content creators who are not connected with Steel City Interactive. You need to go on X Twitter and post it for the public to see. Don't bother with these guys going into Discord. It's all being censored. They want you to put it in Discord because they don't want nobody to know the fucking truth.
Yeah. There's a couple of
I told you, Paul, before we came on, I'm agitated today, man. I told you.
Yeah. But like I was saying earlier, it's a couple of content creators that lined me up to interview me. They're going to talk with me. They canceled out on me. I'm like, why would you cancel? At least let me know why you cancel out on me. 3 of them.
That's right. You don't. Jack Shep, you don't owe me a conversation because all you guys are doing is banning people for having an opinion. Therefore, yeah, you don't have to have a conversation because you have no justification for banning me and all the other people. Look at yourself in the mirror. Think of what the fuck you're doing. Don't come here and pander. Fuck. Sorry, Paul.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Jay Shep, but you know, like you got a job. Your job is your job, and I gotta respect that, but I still have to be who I am. You know, I was always like this.
Who's the head of the division? Who's the head of their marketing advertising division? Who's the head of that division?
Saf is the head of it.
Hey, Jack Shep, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate staff in terms of how she's doing her job as if she's the head? On a scale of 1 to 10. Don't answer it. You can't answer that question anyways, man. You're not supposed to.
I take my hat off to Jay Shep. I take my hat off to him because I know what he's going through. Even though I knew how to fizzle it out faster, but I understand what he's going through because technically I had his position without having his position. You know, I was like it was crazy, but I knew how to diffuse a lot of. I kept people from getting banned. That's one reason why a lot of people still remember me. They say, "Yo, you stopped me from getting banned." I was getting mad because we wasn't mad at the same way we doing now. Is the same way we was doing on Fight Night Champion and Fight Night Round 4 and Fight Night Round 3. We was doing it, but I kept fizzling it.
Well, yo, you got to teach them. You got to teach them. You got to teach them. You got to teach them diplomacy skills. Then.
Yeah, it's about being diplomatic, and that was my thing. That's what I was good at. That's why when they got rid of me, they brought me back. Then I literally did what I on the Discord. I literally did what I did with EA. They brought me back because I was a senior moderator, and they're about to move me up to a higher position. But my mouth, I can't accept things. I don't care if you pay me or whatever. They were giving me trips and everything, but I'm an honest person. I
Let me,
always
hey,
being honest about something. My thing is I
when
can't
you're,
sugarcoat certain things. I'd rather not say nothing if it's going to like destroy certain things. But if it's going to me helps make things get better, I got to speak out because I want people to hear my truth for how I feel instead of me bottling it up to make other people feel comfortable.
yo, Poe, if I'm trying to promote an event, if I'm cramming, I don't know if you guys know what cramming is, like you cram the night before an exam. If I'm cramming for
Yeah.
an event, I could get away with doing it on. I could usually I want to fucking at least give myself 30 days to promote an event. Let me ask you, Jack Shep, when are you guys gonna start promoting Manny Pacquiao? I guess it was today, but a blur image. Why wouldn't you guys, a guy who's ambassador to boxing, why wouldn't you guys start promoting that he's gonna be in the game in order to try to sell copies 30 days into it? Why would you guys start even having a hidden campaign as of today? The game is dropping on October the 28th. Like who the hell? Who are you guys talking to? Are you guys talking to Open AI to help you do your jobs? Like I don't get it. Who would like?
Yeah, but from marketing, from me knowing from business wise, marketing, Manny Pacquiao is a mega star. He should have been. They should have promoted him, start promoting him heavy. He shouldn't even have been like. They shouldn't announce him the way they did. This guy named Malky Pablo, he pulled me in. It's a lot of people kept talking to me, but he pulled me in, and then I became friends with the owner of the gang, and I basically was his voice at one point until he had a partner. Me and his partner was beefing. We used to beef a lot, but then I had to be diplomatic. He said, "Come on, Poe, for y'all to you gotta be a better person down." Because his main thing is he wanted round for round to be an arcade game. And my thing, I start questioning everything. Why don't you have a model, a game model? Round for round could have been successful because I had all these people wanting to be a part of it. Free money they was gonna be able to get for sponsors. Like he had Aquafina, he had Poland Spring, had all these companies that was going to help, but he didn't have a game. Because I was like, hold up, man, do you actually have a playable game? And his thing was he got all the boxes first, then he's starting to work on trying to get a game model. I said that's not gonna work because then boxers start asking me. They used to cram my boxes. Yo, when am I gonna be able to see myself in the game? Then they had this one guy, I forget his name. He was aggravating me to be in still undisputed. He aggravated me for like 4 or 5 times out the week. And he said Steel City finally got him in the game, but I don't know when they're gonna put him in there. But you know,
Yo, Paul, let me ask you this. Jack Shup, he helped you get a space for you to talk freely somewhere? He helped you find this
what'd you say?
or he sponsored it or something? Is he sponsoring your show or something?
Who?
Jack Shup.
No, nobody sponsored my show.
Oh, okay, because I saw you wrote. He said, and once again, Poe, we always be good. I just wanted to make sure you had a space to talk freely. What space is he talking about?
I don't know, but I don't know. What's up? We got J MMA in here. We got Maid in the house. The sweet scientist. Now, who are you, the sweet scientist, like you probably got an extra name. I know I've been seeing your name around, but
JMMA. You don't have to be in the live chat. You could come in. You could come here and talk freely on the show live.
yeah.
I'll give you the most surface level way of thinking live on the show, man.
Yeah, but I talk to the Beast too, but Beast thoughts is Beast thoughts and my thoughts are my thoughts. Because Beasts have a different approach and I have a different approach. You know, I agree with like
Hey, now that I just realized Jay is here. I saw Jay post a video a couple of days ago. Go to his YouTube channel. He has a video where he played Fight Night 2004 for the very first time. And you know, when I watched them play it, one of the things that they always say, like if you do your own research or even if you listen to what Jay was saying, the consensus is that Fight Night 2004 is considered probably top 1-2 boxing game of all time, right? So I'm watching them play this game, and for some reason, like, why is he playing this game? Like, because I know he likes his arcade games and shit, right? But as I played it, I realized that Fight Night 2004 has no referee in the ring. So I figured this is just Steel City Interactive working with their content creators as a way to kind of tell the Undisputed community, hey, look, this game's considered top 1-2 of all time, no referee. So therefore, why should we have a referee in the game?
yeah, but like what I be saying, and
I'm out. Hey, Jack Shep, be thankful. I'm out every day, man. I only come once in a while.
yeah, my thing is, and this what I've been trying to push on Steel City from day one, and that's why I'm doing my own. Why don't they do a survey? I used to do them for EA all the time. EA used to actually, I literally posted. I posted, with Brizzle said, he said this is not sponsored by EA because his thing is if we sponsor, if I put my stamp of approval on the survey, then we gotta live up to that survey. So his thing was, even though he loved the survey, I let him look at it and everything. He said, "Oh yeah, you can post that." He said, "We need you to post that because if you get enough people behind the survey, we start making changes." He said the not the CEO, the investors and the publishers, when they see those numbers, they come to them. Now they got to make the changes. But everybody feel like if Steel City didn't put out the survey, we shouldn't even have it, which is the silliest thing in the world. You got to think of it as like a community. I'm for the community. I'm separate from Steel City, Undisputed. I'm separate from that. That's not. I had nothing to do with that. Everything I did with EA gave me total freedom. Total freedom. But my thing was, I know they was gonna start constantly pressuring me to be more of a company person, and that's not in me. It really is not in me. Now, if you a good company, I'm right behind you. But no, Brian Mazik been mad. Yeah, that's That's another thing I've been trying to say. Brian Mazik, that's my homie for years, for decades. He, even though Ash told me when we first talked, he said, I've been reading and watching and following your posts for a long time. But he said Brian Mazik is the one that told me I should talk to you. And I was like, for real? He said, yeah. And then Brian Mazik told me too. He told me before Ash talked to me. And yeah, Brian Mazik, he's quiet. And he's quiet because he's not satisfied with what the game has become. he was excited about the ESBC, but he's not. No, none of these guys like him, they're not promoting the game. They really not. Let me see. JMMA say 100% brother. Try to stay as out of the way as possible. By my goodness, some people are a truly a test. I don't know what that's really part of. Jay, keep pushing, man. There are seasons. All right, I understand now. Yeah, my thing is I'm not here to mess on the game because my thing was always if anybody know me, which I see that Ash and everybody else that's whispering in his ear don't know me like they should know me because I used to talk to them all the time behind the scenes, which is crazy. But people know me. They know I'm more passionate about the game. I want this game to win. I want them to do better. I want this game to be successful. And to me, they were right there and then they fizzled out. Let me see. I just gone get. Hold on. I be abrasive sometimes myself. I just go and get personal. That makes sense. We used to promote the game in his interview. He used to promote his game in his interview and going out of his way to ask boxers if they pay attention to the game and were going to end up being in it. Yeah. Yeah. Because he was trying to get me to do what he was doing. And I couldn't do it. Even though I did some good interviews. I did an interview with Jeff Mayweather, Eddie Chambers. I was like building up my profile, but then it was too many people in my ear. I appreciate you, J Shep. But I appreciate you, J Shep. You try to water me down, Jay. No, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But I can't front. We should move. But I get it. Consoles got no options. They do have options. See, this is and I'm gonna start telling these developers, just come on the show. Come on the show, like don't show your face or something. Don't show your face. Just come on the show and talk. Just say you're a random developer because they are saying things, everything that I'm saying, because everybody always saying, Poe, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what development is. Man, I'm 55 years old. Been playing the game since it was the game is 45 years. Boxing video game is 45 years old. So I've been playing since the first game. So when you tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, stop. Stop. That's an excuse. That's a deflection. I know what I'm talking about. And my thing is I like to go and get information. I'm not one of them stupid people or person that says something just to be saying it. I do my research. I talk to developers. All them developers you see me, that's my friends on LinkedIn, I talk to them. I think I got over 2,000 or 3,000 developers on LinkedIn as my friend. Or I might be pushing the numbers, but I know I have a lot of developers. And I talk to these guys. And you know what's funny? When I heard Ash, I said the story before. When I heard Ash said the EA developers was EA and 2K developers were saying something, and he was there's like, now you see how we feel. When I talk to the EA and 2K developers, literally, like Brian Hayes and guys like that, they're the ones that actually made Fight Night games. They were saying the ESBC version could have been game of the year. That game right there by itself could have been game of the year. Then they start saying, Poe, what happened to the game? I said, I'm not part of that team. I said, I used to talk to Ash, but I'm not a part of that team. I don't know what happened to. I said, you should talk to your homie Raxzilla or Will. Ask him what happened to the game. He's in the studio. I'm not there. Let me see. Eddie Chambers.
Yo, so Poe, so
contact with devs and Ash, including Coach. Yeah, for the longest.
So Poe, you were saying you would talk to who? What you were saying just now? You were saying you would talk to
like Brizzo and different developers. Like Brizzo, I think Mike Mahart. I'll be talking to a lot of them. I talked to developers from the Fight Night Round 3 that haven't made an EA game in years.
So how does that mirror down to Steel City now? Does that mirror, like, what are they doing?
What'd you say?
Like, based on what you described, how does that mirror over at Steel City Interactive?
What you mean it mirrors?
Well, what did they have in place that describe, like how you describe how you're basically giving them, like you're basically giving the information to the devs and stuff for them to to pass along. How does that work now in terms of Steel City Interactive?
No, they blocked me on all at all costs. Steel City, like Ash, he blocked me on everything. I know.
No, I know, but if it's not right, but if it's not you, what are they doing? Like what did they have in place then that would resemble what you described?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, because when I talked to Brizzle, because he was like, "You still talking to the owner and stuff like that? Who are you talking to over there?" I said, "Raxzilla, your boy too. You know Raxzilla, man. I guess me and Raxzilla is not friends no more." Yeah, he made that apparent. I think about 3 years ago when he came on. 3 years ago. Yeah, he made that apparent. He made sure I was shut up because he know I'm opinionated. And his thing.
Hey yo. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, with him is like people can say you can't keep blaming Raxzilla because Ash owns the company. But from the way I saw it, Ash trusts Will because he has industry experience. So Ash trusts him. So he going by everything that Will says, owner or not. You gonna go by somebody that been in the gaming industry for years. Man, Will been friends since Madden. That's what I was telling. No, so-called friends, because he really showed me what kind of friendship we had.
I would like for you to get Will on this show. Well, it's possible because of his minions. His minions are in the chat, in the live chat, coming in here, getting taking notes, taking it back to the master after, you know what I mean? Eventually he's gonna have to come.
Yeah, but I like to talk to Will.
He has to pass through.
I like to talk to Will, but I'm trying to get Brizzo, Brian Hayes, and all them. And I know the questions, they're going to be crazy. They're going to be the crazy questions. But Brian Hayes don't work. His thing, he don't work for EA anymore. And especially since the Saudis bought EA, he's not contractually, because when you leave a company, your contract lasts a little bit. And, you can still say certain things. What happened, Jason? Jason, I'm my own.
You know what? Oh, you know what, Jack Shep? You know what? Let's just say, okay, if that's the context you took it, I was politically incorrect. I know all you guys are softy there. I apologize to you if you felt that way. I could change the words. I don't have to say master. I could use another structure. as JMMA said, what did he say? He said, what was that? What kind of style am I? What's it called? Oh boy, I gotta go all the way back here. But anyways, you got an apology out of me. But that's one thing. I have more integrity. I can at least think and say, okay, did I offend this guy? Okay, let me make it go to him. I don't want him to go to sleep crying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I would love to have like back in the days, like in the early part of development, Aimbot would come on the show. You'd be like, Aimbot, you come on the show. He'd be like, was it whatever. Aimbot was like more lackadaisical about things. And you know, I got massive respect. I'm always saying I got massive respect for Aimbot because when my son was going to school, when he was going to college for to be a game developer, Aimbot helped him with a essay he was doing. And you know, he ain't have to because I asked Brizzo, I asked Will Kinsler, and I asked a couple of guys. But Aimbot, he was like my last, you know, my last chance. And I asked him, and he was like, sure. He's like, send me the questions and I shoot them off. And I sign him off, and he just put that in this essay. And I said, yo, I appreciate you. Dame Shot, what is it? What's comedy?
Yo, boxing in the live chat said if you tell the truth about the game in the Discord, you get banned. But it's perfectly fine for these same people to come into the chat and disrespect the co-host.
Wow.
Let me tell you something, boxing. What you just said is very accurate. It's very accurate. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to deal with in the Discord. And now they want to bring that kind of negativity hereafter. Same thing, and also too with Jay. I used to go on his live chat. I can't go on his live chat anymore. They banned me there too for having no opinion.
Yeah. Hey Jay, what you talking about? Where the link at? Where you talking about? Where the link at? I got some time. You talking about that wish list? Yeah, you can fill it out, Jay Shep too. Your name is not gonna pop up, and still, even if you fill it out, you got your own opinion. I'm trying to get everybody to fill out this. Let's see how the community thinks as a whole, not as a couple of people. And I'm gonna start.
Hey, Paul, you want to jump back?
What'd you say?
You want to jump back to the gameplay updates?
Yeah, hold up, give me a second. Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna start because I want to talk about. I'm gonna be giving away prizes, as incentives for people. I'm gonna do what would we say, like a raffle, like, when they get a certain amount of people, I'm gonna do the raffle, and their name pop up, and I'm gonna give them gift cards, and then eventually I'm gonna start giving bigger prizes. Each time you share it with, that's what we're talking about. Share it, that puts your name back in the on the wheel. Like you have your name up there 2 times. How many people you share it with, stuff like that. So that's one thing. And I'm trying to set up me a t-shirt shop. I don't know if you see my t-shirts that I made. Yeah, like I was like, oh, I could just make the shirts for free, and their payments, they get a cut off of my t-shirt. Oh, I'm good. I said that's good for me. So yeah, let me see. Go ahead. I'm gonna just put the link to the survey.
Okay.
You can make the talking point. I mean, finish the talking points that you wanted to talk about.
All right. Let me share my screen. There you go. All right. Let me see here. Okay. So we were going through this document here. I think we won't talk about these two guys again. You could go back into the beginning of the podcast. You'll hear some talk on that. But gameplay updates. So reduce range of hooks so they fall shorter than the jabs or straights. What were your thoughts on that, Poe? I remember you were mentioning about the.
It's not, to me. See, that this is another thing. It's not a gatekeeping thing. It's a boxing, because that's, when it comes to boxing, people be like, "Come on, man, they can't do that. It's impossible." Yes, they can do it. If they telling you they can't do it, and this I heard from developers, and you can look it up too. If it's nowadays, anything you see can be replicated in a video game. Stop saying it's too much, they can't do it. Make up your excuse. Pick your poison. But you can, anything that you see in real life, it can be put in a video game. Literally. You'll think it's CGI. That's how well things can be put in the game. A boxer that's not here, you ain't even got to use motion capture. It's a technique that you do with AI that watches film and it captures the boxer's movement realistically. Do your research.
But yo, Poe, but based on.
All right, go ahead.
But based on what you saw so far, like from all the updates from version 1 to 1.5, did you see any issues with the hooks, even from an offline perspective?
Yeah, because to me, everybody, it's not like when you watch a boxing fight, you know what Danny Garcia hook looked like. You know what Amir Khan hook looked like. You know what certain boxers' hooks look like. So that's what I'm saying. But then when they say they shorten it, now you're taking away from that boxing. And people keep saying, well, it needs to, certain things need to be done. Why are you handicapping a boxer from who he is?
So you mean this is coming down to the motion cap then?
Yeah. But you got, I keep forgetting the name of, like, when motion caps can't do certain things, it's up to the animator, and nowadays it's up to the the AI. It's an AI residual. I forget the name of it, but it's up to that. That helps you put everything the way it should look. Oh, okay. So, appreciate you, Jay. So I'm gonna put your name on the list. On the wheel. All right. What you saying?
So playing the game online, I think the biggest thing, but it didn't really bother me. The range of the hooks, I didn't really see. I don't find it affecting me. But what I figured they're trying to do is the whole exploit that they've been using since beta is the lean. It's just the lean back, and just kind of you're leaning back slightly, and then throw that hook over and over again. Or throw the the body jab. Body jab, big hook. Body jab, hook upstairs. Body jab, hook. That running body jab, the step in jab, right? I figured that's why they're trying to reduce it, but I don't see how is it a problem, because there's a counter to it. If you could just jab somebody doing that. Guys are abusing that hook. You could just jab them. You could just time a jab and you could break the rhythm. If a guy's leaning back, you could jab them and break the rim. If a guy's leaning back, you could throw a body shot. So I don't know. So that's the thing. I'm not too sure. It's too bad Jay left, because I was wondering what is it that they're what is it about the range of the hook we're talking about? Because now, to get to my point, the biggest problem with range was those uppercuts, the power body uppercut, and that's been an ongoing theme. Since I'll say even from beta, that's always been a complaint up to now. If you go look at even everyone's videos, if you look at all the videos that came out based on this the 2.0 notes, patch notes, everyone's saying the same thing. Why aren't they looking at the body uppercut, the power body uppercut? It's almost like go It's like Inspector Gadget arms. So that's what they were supposed to kind of fix. So that's why I'm kind of wondering. They're trying to fix the range of the hook, or is it really the range of the hook, or is it the tracking of the hook they're trying to fix? Is it too easy to throw that hook and it'll automatically track you? I don't know. But I just never understood. Like, I don't know I don't know. Up to now, I haven't seen anybody on YouTube show a video. What is this range of the hook they're talking about? I could see lots of videos on YouTube with people talking about the range of the power body uppercut.
Yeah. My thing is they're not putting, like, this is one of my things. They're not putting mechanics in the game for that, because you got to realize there are boxes that's why this one of my biggest argument I have with my brother Beast, and sometimes they're not putting things in place for you to defend against certain things. That's what people should. I never heard nobody say anything about we need a defensive move for this, or we need a parry or whatever for this, because there are certain boxes that don't fight conventionally. Emmanuel Augustus, they just dumbed him down. That's crazy, because people complaining for the wrong thing. You're complaining about somebody's offense, which is a natural thing that they do. But then they don't want Undisputed to be a strategic or thinking man's game. They want it to be we just throw anything and we could block it or whatever. Because if it's up to some people, you have the metal guard and everything. But everything has to, fit the boxer. You can't make Wilder throw wild punches. His punches are wide. He throw wide punches. So you're going to shorten his wide punches? It's not Wilder no more. Wilder don't throw his punches correct. He don't throw no short hook. You don't got boxers throwing. It should, when you see boxers, you should like, oh, look, he threw that short hook. Oh, he threw a wide uppercut. And a wide uppercut in real life, if you're throwing a wide uppercut from out here, you should get tagged easily. Buster Douglas. Did you see what happened when Buster Douglas tried to throw an uppercut from the outside? Got knocked out. These are the things that this game needs. But everybody's so against Poe. Poe asking for too much. All right, give us the game for $2 and I won't ask for much. That's it.
Yo, can anybody in the live chat say what is the issue with the range of hooks? Can anyone tell me? Because as I said, the only thing with the hook I know was the step in body jab, throw the hook, throw the power hook, and then the lean back. Guys are just leaning back and trying to trick the system. Well, yeah, they're kind of trying to glitch the system and then throw that power hook. That's the but the thing is, I said, to me, all you have to do is jab.
And you know what's funny to me? When people was trying to get them to stop the jab, they said, he's spamming the jab. You're supposed to spam the jab. That shows your boxing knowledge. Go on Google, go to any video, and they tell you, you throw the jab. That's all about. I can hear it now in my ear right till today. Jab. Throw the jab. Jab, jab, jab. Till your arm fall off. You're supposed to throw the jab as many times as your arm will allow you, if he's not defending against it. Larry Holmes, that's another person. They're not portraying him realistically. Larry Holmes is supposed to be boxing the mess out of a lot of these heavyweights. He should have a great jab in this game. But I never hear nobody say, Larry Holmes has a good jab. Oh, man, it's good to use Larry Holmes. Nobody's saying that. That's when you know there's a problem. Did everybody leave? I don't see nobody in the chat. There's no movement in the chat. But we're gonna keep moving on.
Well, if no one's saying what's the reason for the reduced range of hooks.
And that's part of the problem too. Nobody's saying anything. So you letting the
Like
developers guess, or you letting content creators
or yes, yeah. Let's go back. Let's go to this. Reintroduce physics-based hit reactions to make the punches look and feel more impactful. So that goes back to when they went.
Hold up, they reintroduced physics based. Didn't they just say that physics
was
breaking the game?
Right.
So they added it back so they could see if something happened, be like, it was the physics. We shouldn't have never put it back. That's what I'm guessing.
Well, okay, well, this reintroduction, so this has to do with when they released version 1.0. That was right after beta. And this is the first time we started seeing all the new animations, all the different stumble animations, more the physics, right? And the thing is, they dropped it in version 1.0, and it was freezing the game up. So this kind of backtrack when we were playing beta. Why did they drop it in beta and let us test it on beta the flesh it out a bit, and then drop it in version 1.0?
Yeah.
But what was the thing? Oh, the investors wanted they had to drop version 1.0 at that point because they were getting pressure.
I think so.
Okay.
What's his name? Who was that? Yeah, Boxing said it's a. I don't know what you mean by that, GD. I guess hooks shouldn't have more range than straight punches. There's boxers that throw their hooks like that. And to be honest, for me, I'm going off of my experiences, especially in like people like Shannon Briggs. He can out hook somebody that's throwing a jab. Me, that was my counter all the time, a hook. I slip the jab, throw the hook, or overhand hook. The hook had range, and when it comes to boxing, heavyweight boxing, or what was that, light heavy, what was that, cruiserweight? I was a cruiserweight, but in amateurs I was a heavyweight. But when I turned pro, I was a cruiserweight. But I was extending my arm. Everything wasn't this, and I had a lot of knockouts with my hook, my short hook. My other one is just to keep people off me. My long hook was to keep people off me. So there is a such thing as a long hook. It's not nothing that I'm making up. It's going from experience. You can look it up. I see a lot of boxers doing it.
But boxing, did you in Undisputed? Do you think the hook has more range than the jab or the straight in its current state?
Yeah, I'm just really starting to hear that somebody saying that.
Or is this just their way? Or is this their way to address what people are complaining about, like the power hook spam? That's the thing. I don't know. I have never had an incident like, okay, if we think about range, you not static range, but let's say you throw that straight. You know how you could throw the straight and you could run with the straight and hit him from a distance? That's an extended range. You could you could step in with the jab, body or to the body or head. That's a step in range. But the hook, you can't run in. The only hook you could actually run, there's the overhand hook. There's that overhand hook animation that he gives it, but they didn't call it the overhand hook. They're just saying hook, so I have to say it has to address power spam hooking. I think.
Yeah.
But you can't.
But they should put a stamina bar, not a stamina bar. A fatigue bar on the hook. So when you throw it a certain amount of times, certain boxers they don't have the stamina realistically. if they do it like that, they don't have the stamina to throw more than 2 or 3 hooks. Like with Roy Jones, he was a phenom. He was like he could do things that other boxers weren't really doing. He'll hit you with 3 or 4 hooks. Like more compact boxers, they're gonna hit you with like one hook. You know,
but
like,
boxing, you
go ahead.
but boxing, you said lands more. I guess too much in your opinion, right? But then is it really so you're talking about the frequency of it landing? Because to me, it seems more like it's a tracking issue. The punch is tracking too much.
Yeah.
As opposed to
as
opposed to the range.
Is it going through your defense? That's another thing. I really don't hear nobody talk about defense. Like I was saying earlier, they don't say this shot is keep getting through it, you know, and stuff like that. They're not really saying much.
But yeah, but this physics base that they're bringing back, this is what they took on in version 1.0, because it was locking the game up. All the different there was so many like little stumble animations. I don't know if they're bringing back I don't know if they're going to bring back the block physics, but the whole narrative is the reason why they got rid of it. They said that the PS5 and the Xbox didn't have the hardware to run a Unity game.
That's crazy. That's crazy. What do they even
no,
say?
That was the narrative. That was back in February, when maybe around February or some March, second quarter 2025. That's when they started saying that and everyone questioned it. Everyone said the PS5 is good enough for Unity, or the Xbox good enough for Unity.
Yeah, there's a lot of games on Unity. I mean, on Xbox and all these other ones.
So the thing is, like, and all this connects the whole argument about desync. They've been saying that they had to remove the physics, all the physics from the game because of the desync, and even goes back to that I guess that hypothesis that I'm cold-blooded. He dropped a video about 2-3 weeks ago showing why if you go to Unreal Engine, it has I forgot the feature it has to address that kind of the issue with the physics. But the thing is, if they're bringing this back into the game, was it really a matter that the game actually has a problem? Does Unity actually have a problem, or is it the programmers? They just didn't have enough time to work out the kinks.
Yeah.
How much testing do you think they actually had? Has anyone tested out?
This is one of my biggest gripes. Are you letting fighting game fans test out a boxing game? Because a lot of them probably not even boxing fans at all. But I saw some of them game testers, and they don't look like they're boxing fans. They look like they play RPGs and you know, fighting games like that. What's up, Crooks? Yeah, they you know, like that's I'm like, they should get people that have some type of, they know about boxing. That should be like one of the things that you say on your application when you fill out the be a game tester. You should know something about boxing. Not like, I know about fighting games. I play Street Fighter, I play Tekken, I play Mortal Kombat, and you saying these things. So your mentality when you start testing things, it's gonna be focused like a fighting game. So that's how you're gonna approach a boxing game. And a lot of people keep saying a boxing game is not fun, is it's too realistic. That's crazy. If you watch a fight on TV in real life and you're excited about it, is fun. It's up to you to make it fun. If you're fighting against somebody and they're running or whatever, you got to argue with the developers about not being able to cut off the ring. You got to argue with the developers on why there's not a referee physically in the ring because he makes the ring shorter. People argue about the wrong things. You know, I don't like to keep saying, oh, you know, I know boxing. I know what can stop a lot of things that everybody's complaining about. But everybody keep thinking I'm gatekeeping. I'm not gatekeeping. It's what I know. My thing is, anybody in this community, you know, whoever, you know, listens to this or whatever, you train somebody and I train somebody, and I give you $1,000. Like you gotta prove that they never boxed in their life. I could train somebody. I don't train people that won fights. I could train people, but people always think that I don't know what I'm talking about. Boxing is fun. When I went, it was exciting to go to boxing matches for me. Sparring, I love. You got Shannon Briggs. That's my friend. Ask Shannon Briggs. I enjoy sparring. Do your research. Look up who's Bobby Ches. Look him up. He was a champion. I sparred Shannon Briggs, Bobby Ches back to back. No, I sparred Bobby Ches first. And I was playing around with him because I felt like I was bigger than him. And he cracked me across. I thought he broke my ribs, but what he did was bruising. Me playing, I had my hands up in the air, moving around like that. And he said, "Bah!" And I said, "Oh!" I said, "All right." So when I start moving, it sounded like my ribs was clacking together, like it was like they was rubbing against each other. I said, "Dad." But me, my pride, I kept going. I clenching and stuff like that. I was clenching because I was hurt. I was clenching them, you know, throwing punches and stuff like that, hoping that he ain't hit me in the rib again. So I went in the ring with Shannon Briggs. So it was one of them days that Shannon wanted to throw, you know, like really go all out. I said, "Hold up, man." I said, I think my ribs broke. He said, "Your ribs, bro." He said, "If your ribs is broke, you wouldn't be walking around." He said, "You got bruised ribs." I said, "Yeah, I got bruised ribs. Bobby bruised my ribs." And these are things that, you know, I be telling people when they be trying to say, what's not fun? That was fun to me. I love, people used to get mad at me when I come in the gym because a lot of them didn't like sparring. I love sparring. I be hitting the bag. Then he'd be like, my uncle be like, "D, you sparring today?" I said, "All right, who I'm sparring?" Sam, I said, "All right, I love sparring. That's fun to me." But then when a person they it's never been a part of, or they not really huge fans of something, it's not fun to them. They try to water it down as much as possible. And that's sad. That's like somebody that plays Street Fighter. And I come over there and say, "Well, you should make this more realistic and you should do this more realistic." Now you're going to start getting mad at me. It shouldn't be no special moves, you know, like that. Y'all going to get mad at me. So that's what I'm saying. You can't get mad at a person that knows boxing when he says certain things. Who's that? Darren King. I could tell you the hooks have the same range as jabs does in Undisputed right now. But I'm not saying they don't, but what I'm telling you is, what I'm trying to explain is, in real life, I know y'all are, it's a game, it's a game. You can do, if you develop it the right way, anything that you see in real life, you could put in a video game. Now, I've been putting up videos to prove my point. There are hooks that has the same range as jabs. Wilder throws wide hooks. To many, they will say the same range as a jab. That's the point that I'm making. Every boxer probably shouldn't do it. But that's the point I'm trying to make. A lot of people trying to say, like, it's the gospel. No, the hooks are too wide. They need to get rid of that. You shouldn't be able to throw your hook as long as that. It's a lot of people that I've seen get knocked out with a hook like that. Razor Ruddock to him. Whoever did that. I had a whole list and I forgot. But it's a lot of boxers that throw long hooks. They're called long hooks. Boxing said, I get what you're saying, Poe. The game is just trash. That's the problem. Everything is broken. His game is jank and slow as well. Facts.
What talking about broken, going back to Darren King. So okay, so you answered the question. You're saying the hooks have the same range as the jabs does in Undisputed. So then therefore tell me what is the I guess the cause and effect. What is that causing in the game right now? Because I was saying previously, to me, it doesn't really have an effect on me. So I'm just kind of curious if it has the same range as a jab. What exactly is happening? Is it the thing I was talking about where guys are just guys are just leaning back and throwing and then throwing a hook after, or they're using body jab span and throwing the hook and then trying to throw a hook upstairs after. But the range, that's the thing I don't understand.
I think a lot of people associating the long hook with desync, which is not right. The short hook, if it's the desync with any punch is basically, it seemed like. If it's a kind of a hard punch or any kind of punch, it's gonna have that desync issue. People trying to find different reasons why desync is happening.
I don't know, but yeah, going back to your same Poe, like even for the hook, the longer the guy's arm, if a guy has a longer reach, would that also translate into his hook as well?
Yeah, like I was trying to use Wilder. Look at what's called him. You can't say he don't have a long hook. Fundora.
Right. So,
and sometimes he slaps with it to me.
Yeah, so boxing. That's what I was going back before. I was saying I think it's just a tracking. I think it's just tracking. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know. I'm really curious to see how is this going to fix the game. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. See, Derek King,
somebody answer it. Somebody say, how is it going to fix the game? Somebody tell me.
Yeah, but Darren King, he said exactly what I've been saying for the longest. They gotta have different hook variations, and they don't. Their thing is, and this is the thing what Ash said at the event. He was saying that they were saying this game is broke. Whoever he was talking to said, "What do y'all do with this game?" You know, basically saying that it's broken, and how are y'all gonna fix it? But then they adding on. They like adding stuff to a broken game. I'm like pretty sure, like a week in when they released that patch with the fighters and everything, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of problems. I'm pretty sure.
Of course.
It's tracking. And I think one of the first things is gonna be the physics. I think they brought that back in as a cover up.
I pray it works. It works because when they dropped 1.0, it was going in the right direction at that point. But I just don't understand why didn't they put those things in the beta and at least test it? I don't know, man. It's just weird how they do things down there, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how do they do the testing part. Who's in charge of watching over the people that's testing the game? I'm like, what are they doing? And another thing that was making me mad, why they never really like, you know, a lot of companies introduce you to the developers. They didn't let us see who y'all got on the team. Why y'all so trying to hide the development team?
because
I
the
guess it is day and
community.
age.
It's a day and age. You're right. It's day and age because as long as you're in the Discord, it's like you're within arm. It's the illusion that you're in within arm's reach. So people like
Yeah,
I feel like as long as you're in the Discord, you feel okay. You're there already, kind of thing, right? That could be
yeah,
one of the reasons.
yeah. But I think if they put them names out, people gonna go looking for them. But the thing is, people already know a lot of these developers because they went on LinkedIn. Some people go on LinkedIn. Some people don't know what they're looking for, but some people go on LinkedIn and see all the developers and stuff that they have on the team.
Darren King, people online right now are using hooks as their jabs. That's right. The foolish people are doing that. And as I was saying before, all you got to do is when you see somebody doing it, you just have to time them and jab until they stop doing it, and you'll get the counter window too half the time. A simple thing as a
Like
jab will disrupt that shit. I'm glad when I see people doing that.
Yeah, it's like it's not a thinking game for them. It's like just do. Just do.
I'm glad when I see them do. I'm glad now.
Yeah, I'm like,
yo, let's jump down to this. So gameplay update. Increase cooldown recovery on the step-in body jab. Let me ask you, Poe, even though I play video games, when we say cooldown, how does that work exactly? Like when they have a cool, it's like.
See, they got me on that one because I'm trying to figure out what they mean by cooldown.
Yeah, like it's so there.
The person that's throwing the body jab.
The person that's throwing the body jab. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to correct the behavior. So the biggest issue you see a lot of guys doing, or the people complain about is it's a step-in body jab, and it looks like you're sliding across the screen. And if you time it properly, you could as you're doing the first body as you're doing the first step-in body jab, you could just keep on pressing the jab button. And it's almost like because of that delay or the input delay, you could basically throw 3 or 4 in a row non-stop and hit your opponent. But the thing is, again, there's a counter to it. For everything that's happening in this game, there's a counter to it.
Exactly.
If you again, like the simple thing again, if you start from round 1, if you start using your jab and you start timing that jab and you start dictating the fight of the jab, you're gonna see that guy's not gonna do that sliding body jab anymore. He's gonna back up because he's gonna keep on getting hit with a damn counter winner on it. But the thing is, it's how to figure that out too. It comes down to how many hours did you put into the most recent update to figure it out, how to counter that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's been in that behavior of that step-in body jab's been in the game since beta 1.0, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.15. It's there. It's been there all the time.
But what crowd of people are they listening to talking about that body jab? Body jab is a part of boxing. It's up to you to stop the person from being effective with the body jab. If I could body jab you 3 or 4 times, that's on you. After the second one, it should be a slow delay because boom, boom. Now you got to get yourself back. You got set up for that.
Well, that's the thing. If we're talking about the cooldown period, how would that look then? The cooldown period would be so it's almost like the cooldown period. It's almost like a anti-spam policy. You could think of it as it's supposed to be an anti-spam policy. So what's going to happen if it detects you pushing it 2 times in a row? It's going to jam you from pushing the 3rd and the 4th. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What is supposed to happen.
My thing is, imagine if they had Floyd Mayweather in the game. Floyd, he has body jab people 3 or 4 times. I seen him throw the jab like that. Bat. So people want something taken away that they're not able to defend, or they didn't see it coming, or they weren't preparing themselves for it. That's what boxing is. You're not going to see every punch. What you do, if you get caught with a punch, now you know how to set your defense up for that punch. Blaze, pound for pound TV. Arm fatigue is supposed to happen. Exactly. But you got to, it also go with every boxer. You know, I know a lot of people like, oh, nah, Paul, it got to be across the board. Every boxer is not going to have the same fatigue as the other boxer. Because you know, like, if it's a fighting, now this when I'm bringing up fighting game. Now in the fighting game, you know a character has certain health. Sometimes they got 3 health bars. Now, like I said, certain characters. Now, certain boxers should have certain stamina. Maybe not online because you know how y'all get finicky. Or it should be an option. Y'all should be optional to play realistic online. But yeah, arm fatigue, that's an idea I've been pushing for decades. With EA, they finally put it, I think they put it in and Fight Night Round 4. I think that's when it came in. I don't know, it was 3 or 4, but that was one of my ideas. Then with, I don't know if, because I ain't played the game in a long time, I don't know Undisputed has arm fatigue. No high-level boxers can't throw. Oh, yeah. When you said that way, yeah, I know. Of course not. The counter to the body jab, when you block it or make them miss, should cause more damage. Yeah, it should. Because that you're more open when you throw a body jab, you're more open to a counter. I've seen plenty of boxers get knocked out.
Or it's missing the momentum physics. If you're throwing that body jab and you get counter and you're running head first into that punch, you should get stunned the fuck up. You should get knocked out probably too. If you're running head first and get caught. But
that's what I liked about the beta. The beta, the earlier games, you could buzz somebody and stun them. That's when that has that you feel like, you know, you've been affected by certain things, so you're gonna what they keep calling it. But yeah, when you get buzzed and stuff like that, you're not going to do certain things. You're going to be more careful with it. And a lot of people keep saying they want that, but then you keep saying the game is going to be too slow. But things like that, that's realistic. That makes sense for a boxing game.
Yo, Blaze, pound for pound. One thing you said just now, you said no high-level boxer can't throw 200. No high-level boxers cannot throw 200 body jabs. The counter to the body jab is when you block. What, I don't understand. Does he mean that professional boxers can throw 200, or he means not?
He said can't. So I'm guessing he's saying the whole fight. I think
they can't throw 400. They can't throw all those body jabs, right? But it's happening Undisputed. Okay. One thing, pound for pound, is that I kind of made this point earlier, but the one thing about this game, it's freedom of thought. If you think about it, it's freedom of thought. Some guys, if that's how somebody wants to fight, that's how they're gonna fight in the game, even though it looks ridiculous or it shouldn't work that way. But how do you correct that then? How do you correct free thought to say, okay, you have to fight like a boxer then if you want to be rewarded?
Hold up. This wasn't it 1-3-17? He said reintroducing inside fighting with combat running. How? So when you say that, it seemed like you're saying just because I stand in front of somebody and engage it with a body shot, I mean, you know, we're fighting inside, it should be a magnetic.
It has that in the game already. Huh? It's in the game. It's in the game already. I think it's still in the game. When two guys get close, you kind of get locked in between. So that's why you see some of the fighters sometimes they kind of look like they're walking you and you can't get away. In order to break that magnet, in order to break the I guess the magnet, you got to kind of double press on the back, but you have to step out of it. You have to break it, but it's technically, I would say it's technically in the game. But I know what you're saying, Juan, in terms of like having a different kind of inside fighting game system.
Like they had in the and when they showed us that video of them fighting inside and all that, that looked beautiful. Yeah, that was Joe Frazier and Rocky Marciano.
Yeah, but it's staged. That's it would be staged. It's for them. It's not. It's once we go online to fight, guys are gonna fight how they want to fight at that point. They're not gonna, unless you're in a league and you have rules to kind of dictate. Okay, you can't fight this way. You know what I mean? Yeah. But Juan,
that's
the
saying exactly what I was saying, increasing the vulnerability and damage to counter the punch. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. The vulnerability is because I keep asking people, because everybody's saying that word, vulnerability. We want vulnerability in the game. I say, okay, tell me what vulnerability is. Vulnerability to me is when you get buzzed, when you get hurt by certain punches. That makes you vulnerable. You're able to get caught by another punch if you're still in that buzz state or something, or you staggering, something like that. They had that in the earlier game. That's what vulnerability is to me. Let me see. Inside fighters lock onto their opponent by crossing your inside leg with your opponents in the game.
Yeah. So there you go.
I
get in the game
stuck by switching into loose movement and backstepping. Okay.
But Juan, going back. But Juan, going back to that inside fighting. One thing I wasn't aware that it used to be in the game, and somebody told me you used to be able to run a guy down. If a guy was running away from you, there was some kind of mechanic, and I didn't get to play the game. I didn't see the beta, but you could chase. You could literally chase the guy down the ring to close the distance. Yeah, and they took that out, right? That's gonna solve that. That's gonna solve tag. But nobody's asking for it, or nobody remembers. I don't know.
And they don't have the skip step. That's when you using Sugar Ray Robinson, he should be using the skip step. Skip steps close the distance. I used to do it. I'm fighting people 6'3", 6'4", 6'6", and I'm 5'11". You see, you know how small that is? So I close the distance with the skip step. That's a Philly thing. Let me see. Box Review said, I would like manual blocking, kind of too easy with the basic up and down block. Exactly. Adding physics and not switching to Unreal is a head scratcher. It is. It really is.
It's a head scratcher because Steel City said that the PS5 and the Xbox can't handle it.
I keep thinking you joking, but you serious to the bug. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I gotta go pull up. That's what they told the community. They said it. I think it was staff herself. There, if we look on the internet, there's from the Discord. That's when I first saw it, and everybody was like, "What? It's Unity. It's this Unity engine. It's designed for mobile gaming. It's supposed to be less resource intensive, for fuck's sakes."
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy for them to even say that. That shows that she's learning on the job. She went to school to be a lawyer, and she doing this. Semi-manual block. No, I think there should be options, and you gotta like kind of like a click y'all both agree on. See, people, this is what I keep saying. People should have options to play the way they want to, especially online or offline. And you should be able to click. Y'all should come to agreement. All right, we're gonna play with manual blocking. All right, we're gonna play semi-manual blocking. Or we just gonna play the up and down blocking. Y'all should have agreements to that. Or technically, you can have your manual blocking, and I can have my up and down, because every boxer does not block the same way. Let me see. One says semi-manual for unranked, manual block for ranked. Don't have to be labeled hardcore if they don't want to scare people away. Exactly. But the thing is, and I keep saying that, and it's a great idea. The contract system that I keep saying. Y'all agree on how y'all want to play online. You can even have a mix-up, like I was saying. You can use manual blocking, and I can use the regular blocking. It's on him if the blocking look weird to him now that you're using manual blocking. And let me see. There's manual blocking, parrying, and clinching on a PSP Fight Night game. Exactly. Exactly. That's crazy. That right there, that's why I keep saying, when people keep saying they can't do certain things, that's why I keep arguing with them. I'm not saying this on my own. Developers telling me that they can do it. They don't want to do it. It's decisions within the studio. Those are decisions they're making in the studio not to add certain things. It ain't that they can't do it. And a lot of times, then they say it could be money wise. And when I pay attention to their hiring practices, they're not hiring the right people. And then what makes it so bad? You have all these developers, thousands of developers that just lost their job in the last couple of years, that are veterans that you could pull in easy because they need a check to survive off of. Blaze pound for pound said there's manual blocking. Oh, I read that. The up and down blocking makes the game playable by casual. Yeah, and if that's what they want to choose, and you use manual blocking, that's on them. And technically, it's realistic because everybody don't block the same way. We can say up and down, up and down. Boxers actually do that. If you want to be technical, Winky Wright, he did the up and down blocking. There's a couple of boxers that like really did the manual blocking. So my thing is, they should have been doing their research about blocking and styles and stuff. That's how you can tell they just doing everything on the run. They're not doing research first. That's one thing I say about Brizzle them. Brian Hayes, they did their research, but a lot of things it got blocked by the publishers, even though EA published themselves. But it got blocked by the CEOs. I've accepted the limitations of this game. Don't do that. Don't accept it. Once you say you accept it, then they're gonna say we ain't gotta do nothing. No. They okay with what we're giving them. I look forward to SCI moving to the Unreal Engine to resolve the same issue. That's what we all trying to wonder, when is this going to happen? When are they going to move to Unreal Engine? Is it going to be this year, next year, when? Because that's going to take that's going to be a process within itself when they move to Unreal Engine. People think they just could all right, we're going to move it to Unreal Engine. No, that's going to take what they say about 2 or 3 months. Maybe they've been doing it already, but it's going to take a couple of months.
When do you think they started the migration process? Approximately. It only had to been what, maybe last year? 2024? Did you think that's when they probably started it?
I hope so, but by them announcing that they're talking about it, I think they started this year, which would be stupid.
When did you see them first hiring for those looking for the Unreal Engine people?
I
Around
think
when did you see them?
in March or April.
Of this year,
Yeah.
March 2020. Okay, so if we're talking March 2025, it's going to take them three to 4 years. 26, 27. The first we're ever going to see this game is in the year 2028. That's the earliest you're going to see this game. So like going back, we can't. Yeah, we can't just sit down and let them say, okay, well, this is the best we could do. We're just an indie company, man. Because it's going to take years. We're going to be waiting here until 2028 to play this game in Unreal. That's the reality.
Yeah. The Blaze Pound for Pound TV said the reality is that for a boxing game to be sim, defensive maneuvers have to be as technical as offensive. Facts, 100%. SCI should already be creating Undisputed 2 on the Unreal Engine. They got over 100 million out of us. Yeah, they really did. But you got to look at this. They got over 100 million, but then they got the people they got to pay back, the boxers they got to pay. Then they got 3 studios. They moving like they're a AAA company, double A,
Yep.
AAA company. They making all the moves, and people they defending that. No, you're
There's
not an
no
indie company.
there ain't no indie company has 2 studios.
No, not at all. They don't. It don't have 2 studios. They got 3.
It's not even that. A lot of indie companies they're working right out of their fucking homes. That's
Yeah,
the
out of
reality,
their
man.
garage.
These
Yeah,
guys are not
I
working
know.
out of the garage. Shit.
I talked to a few indie companies.
But you know what? Nobody questioned Ash when he dropped that line again because nobody's thinking it or nobody wants to. It's too abrasive of a question. You know what I mean? It's too abrasive
Yeah.
to tell you have to have some balls to call him on that.
Yeah, I'm mad because they didn't really press Ash. I would have
Yeah,
pressed Ash. I'd have been asking everybody stuff. Cause Ash, it's a lot of stuff. I'm like, Ash, why did you restart? You could have started from what you had in the video. That was an actual game. Will said it's a video. It was like something that's to show. No, it wasn't. Will didn't have nothing to add. So he trying to push that off. That video was actually a video. And I'm pretty sure for some strange reason, we're going to see that video again in Unreal Engine. I think that same version going to probably pop up on the Unreal Engine because that video looked like it was in Unreal Engine. No matter what they tell me, it seemed like because the guy that I sent them, because I sent Ash a couple of guys early on that they were veterans before the batch of veterans that came recently. I sent him a veteran, and for some reason he said his contract or something he left or something. This guy he knew a lot about Unreal Engine and Unity, and he was great at artwork. He did a lot of good characters. That guy Slick is in salute. Happy you came here. He said the reality is for a game to be what we want, you have to not care about money at all, nor can you care about name fighters. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But listen, this is something that I ought to say. People, they cheerlead Love C Shorty. They cheerlead these indie projects. They don't have real boxes, but they cheerlead them. They let me see, what game is that? Victorious Boxers. People love that game. It was like a cult classic. No real boxes. But then real boxers, people like they start cheerleading. No, let them make the base games. You know what happened when you make a game that look good? Boxers want to be in the game. They're going to beg to be in the game. Boxers are not too excited to really be in this game. Even though they got Pacquiao, but Pacquiao, he been in phone games. He been in tech sim games. Pacquiao been in different things. He's marketing himself.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're being very cryptic about Pacquiao. Today's the first time we saw anything about Pacquiao, and it's a cryptic image of him that looks like Why are these guys promoting that he's one of the DLC characters like at least 30 days ago? What kind of shit are they doing?
Yeah, they should have been. Yeah, they should have been.
They're promoting this guy. They're starting a kind of cryptic promotion October the 22nd, and this thing's dropping on the 28th. Unless the DLC is not coming out on the 28th as well. I don't know.
If they do that, oh man. If it doesn't come out on the 28th, people ain't gonna set nothing else. There's gonna be a handful that usually didn't accept things. Now they do. Let me see.
Yo, Blaze pound for pound.
One said, if you can't land behind the ear, temple, nose, chin, etc., every punch is not going to land on the eye. I believe that's the problem. That goes with how they have it set up, because there were games in the past that wherever your punch land, it was affected. You hit somebody on the back, on the ear or the back of the head, right here, it would affect them a certain way. If you hit a person in the eye, their eye will start swelling. There were games like that. That's what I'm saying. You had games 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago that had these things, but for some strange reason, Steel City can't do it. And they have people protect them. They can't do it. That technology don't exist. Stop with the nonsense. Stop.
Yo, yo, pound for pound. He said some great point. There must be a burning more money than they are making. I think EA should buy them. Outcome. Here's the thing about EA buying a company, and you kind of have to really look at it at different angles. So now, Steel City Interactive, they're not. I don't think they don't have a legacy yet. We'll say, right, to even be bought out. But say, okay, these guys have a huge reputation. But the point I'm trying to make is that look at all the buyouts are happening today in different markets, like in entertainment, for example. I can think of WWE. They were bought out by TKO Entertainment that owns UFC and other the slap fight, everything. So they're all underneath that TKO brand. What happened was when they got bought out, you're slowly starting to see the WWE, their ratings are going down the drains now because they don't have that. It's not really coming from Vince McMahon's head anymore. He's the freaking guy it's his creativity that is the product of WWE. But now it's been taken over by this big entity that says, okay, we could take this and we're gonna make lots of money. You know what I mean? They don't have that creativity. They're gonna hire a bunch of guys to try to run the product. So that's the danger. You have to think that if EA was the buy now, as I said, I'm trying like Steel City doesn't have a legacy yet, right? But let's just say they did and they were gonna buy them out, you're gonna have a lot of problems after because the game will get worse, I would say. Another example in entertainment industry, I just saw a news article the other day. Disney Entertainment owns the Star Wars franchise. If you go right now and do a look, you're going to see George Lucas. They asked him a question, and George Lucas said, well, he has to move on because basically they don't share his vision anymore for Star Wars. And this is why you're going to see a lot of people complain about the current Star Wars franchise. Some people say it's woke. Some people say it don't make sense. Because Disney's not thinking about what the essence of the friggin' franchise was. They got something that they could say, okay, we're going to make a lot of money, and we're going to get a lot of smart people who came out of post-secondary that know how to take something and how to market it, how to advertise, and we're going to sell you shit in return, and we're going to make the money. And if you look at George Lucas, that's the state the Star Wars franchise is in because they got bought out by this mega company. So that's the danger when EA buys something. And also to remember, EA is almost did that private sale go through where the Saudi a Saudi Arabian firm bought them out. Has that happened yet?
They said it went through them, but I'm not sure yet.
Hey, when that goes through, all the games in the EA's current catalog right now, even the ones that they're gonna bring, the ones that are no longer active, but they're gonna bring it back to make money. All the games are gonna get watered down.
Yeah, but Blaze said, check this out. Blaze said, but EA has the cash to make a state-of-the-art game with the best engine for console. You talking about the old EA? You got to realize this is what I keep telling people, and when they bring up EA Fight Night Champion, they act like Fight Night Champion so well. It didn't sell well, and there's a reason. I know, I was there. You know, people on the outside be like, everybody got their own opinion about it, but Fight Night Champion didn't sell well. So when people keep saying EA should buy Steel City, I don't know. Especially right now, you can't really say anything because the Saudis own them, and the Saudis they're sports fans. They're gonna focus a lot on the sports titles. So if they make something, they're gonna probably make their own because they like the competition. That's how Turkey Al Sheikh was. He's okay to have 3 or 4 boxing games, and he back in all of them, long as it's helping box.
But does EA have any history of using the Unreal Engine for their games? Almost all EA games, they're all running on proprietary. I can't say the word right now. They own it's gaming engines that they have developed.
Yeah,
they own the technology. They don't use anybody. So that's what I'm saying. I might be wrong right now, but I can't remember the last time I can't remember if EA ever developed an Unreal Engine. Everything is the Frostbite engine. All their games run, or what's the current engine they're using right now? But they all run on those engines. They created their own engines. MLB The Show, San Diego Studios, they created their own engine.
Yeah,
and that's why too. When you have your own engine, I think you might get a better product.
Yeah. Like even with Unreal Engine, they could actually, I think they could work off of that engine, but they could add on their own thing to it. I think that's what they were doing with EA. They was taking certain things and they added. I guess they had to pay a fee or something, but they add on to another engine. I should have did my research on it before I talked about it.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's the licensing. There's certain licenses that allow you to make modifications to their product. I forgot what it's called, but there's a license that lets you. But if you don't have that license, you're not allowed to do it. It's illegal then. Or you can get sued. You'll get sued.
Multiple boxing games. Yeah, that makes sense to me because it keeps pressure on the other company to give something better. I come from an era when we had 3 of every sports. I mean, 3 games for every sport. I come from that era. We had 3 baseball games, 3 football games. We had 3 basketball games.
More than 3. More than 3.
Yeah,
before EA started monopolizing the NFL license and 2K monopolizing the basketball license, and even Sony monopolizing the baseball license. During the 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit, 64-bit era of video, and even up to 128-bit game era, there would be 6 to 7 basketball games that had the license, 6 to 7 baseball games that had the license. Everything. You have multiple boxes. Yeah. It was all over the place. It's EA that screwed up. When EA started, I think the first time I ever seen this when they bought the Madden's license. How much was that? How many years did they buy it for? 20 years or 15?
I don't know. I forgot.
That's when it started. Then because
the license supposed to be over. I think in 2 years.
I think it's
2K. Yeah,
I think it's this year.
Yeah,
Like
they're
FIBA,
scared.
when the license was up with FIBA ran from EA.
Yup, they
Because
ran it.
because they realize they're not making it. They can make more money if they diversify the markets.
Yup. Now the thing is that being that they got that Saudi money, they could do certain things now. They could have more movement, hopefully.
Yo, wait, hold on. Let me go back one here. One, you asked, do you believe that CSI getting rid of the 6 points to the 3 points to the head, 3 points to the body is affecting punch tracking?
No.
Well, they have punch tracking right now. I guess because it's all semi-blocking, right? So it Bobby does, yeah. I would say it has an effect on the punch tracking. It has effect because if we were to have full manual blocking, it would change the style of the game, how people fight in the game. The first thing it would do, it would stop guys from running around the ring because they can't, because they have to. They're gonna have to. They have to block 6 regions now, and they don't have to just think, okay, I just have to block one region up and down. It'll change the whole game, and I think the whole thing with manual blocking, we can't get it because a lot of the influencers are saying that because of desync, a lot of people in the community also they're saying desync is the reason, which is why we should not be allowed to have manual blocking. So I don't know but that's the issue right now. And that's one of the things that's stopping the game from going really going towards boxing sim.
Yeah.
Like these guys, like this whole thing we were talking about before about reduce the hook range, increase the cooldown, recovery in the step in body jab. All this has to do is because we're only doing up and down blocking, so it's too easy. If we had manual blocking, it'll be, oh man, the game would be different.
Yeah, and this what a lot of people are saying, the tracking always was like that. Nah, they've had it so you can make boxes, you can miss your punches. You throw a jab, people can move out the way, or you miss it. And you just throwing random punches. Then they start messing with that tracking. Let me see. Using your creator character online is a game changer for Undisputed. In theory, we will be able to make boxes that have strength based on our individual style of play. Somewhat. Warren said, I asked that because punches naturally land where it's going to land. Yeah, but they shouldn't. That should be like if you catch a person slipping up, you throw the punch fast enough, you should be able to hit them. It shouldn't be like it's automatic that you hit them.
But yeah, but one, that going back to that whole thing where you're saying if it doesn't land where it's not meant to track at all, we could just go back to this whole increased cooldown recovery on the step in body jab. I don't know if that's an example of what they're because you could just keep kind of pumping. You could just pump it under control and it's gonna land. So I don't know if that kind of is connected to what you're saying.
Yeah. One said, when have you ever seen any damage to the mouth or nose? Doesn't exist on the speed. Of course not. That's one of the things that people were talking about, the damage. And they keep saying they're making up all these. That's why people don't do their research. They accept everything that these developers tell them. Like even with EA, I could bring you DM me, I'll show you. Just that I'm gonna have to erase the name so you can't see who sent the message. But he was saying that they used the story mode to add in the M rating so they can have blood and you could swell up and stuff. Even though it wasn't really as bad as it was, because I remember it was real bad. Then they toned it down some because they said because they start trying to get the kids They made the sellers off the adults, so they was trying to get the kids because they know the game wasn't selling the way they wanted it to. And they was thinking it was the M rating. It wasn't the M rating. It was the story mode and the lack of, attention to the core game. And let me see.
But also too, if you
all right, go ahead.
If you go back to the old developer interviews from 3 years ago, and even the Vegas content tournament, the Ash, he repeated it again. They don't want to sensationalize violence in the sport, and if you kind of yeah, they did say because they don't want it's something about the imagery they don't want. They're saying that it's sensationalizing violence. And the only thing I can see why they would say that is because if sometimes people take games and they could try to, maybe we take the women fighters and bust them up and then reuse the images or something, little things like that. But you could do that with AI now. You don't need a game. You don't need to protect the game on that.
Yeah, but my thing is, did the actual they were saying the boxing was saying that they can't sensationalize violence. Boxing is violent. That's why I'm like, what is he saying? Where he's getting that from? Or is he saying that? Because I remember when he said that, Will said that when Fight Night Champion.
There's a research. I don't have it on me right now, but there's a research article. If you do a search on, I wish I could pull it up right now, but I'll look for it afterwards. But there is an article on that where I could see where there's because the whole thing about it comes down to e-gaming. If you're gonna get into esports and you have all these sponsors and stuff, that's something I think they might look into. But then again, it's still City Interactive.
The violence.
I don't think they play chess. I don't think they're thinking that far in the future too. At the same time, I'm giving them more credit.
Yeah, they did at one time, not no more. Because ads are thinking about esports in the beginning. Let me see. That boy Slick said they landed on ESBC at 317, hence physics-based punch system that got removed. Yeah. But what was that? They said they was adding back physics. What kind of physics they was bringing back to the game?
Where's it here? One sec. Give me 1 minute there.
Should be above that the zone announcement, stadium. Yeah. So your body movement.
This here.
Yeah, reintroducing physics-based hit. What's that? Reaction? I can't see it because I got my what's called in front. Let me see.
Reintroduce physics-based hit reactions to make the punches look and feel more impactful. So they added back those. I figure it has to be the stumble animations, perhaps.
I hope that's what it is. Let me see. That garbage they added is not physics. Talking about what about? Go ahead.
Wait, what about this? Adjusted the flash event frequency to make it less frequent than in 1.5.
I thought they been took that out. They added that back.
Well, when they say flash, I have to assume they're talking about the flash KOs and the flash knockdowns. I'm figuring it's that because I don't think they're talking about the stun. But if that's in terms of if they say flash, if that's the context they're using it in, a lot of people have been saying that a lot of the flash knockdowns and the KOs are random. But I'm telling you, they're not random. I don't know why. I think what's happening is a lot of people they're playing the boxing game and I don't want to say. I'm going to say the word spam But at the same time, if we say, okay, if you don't want to insult people, okay, they're throwing maybe 6 punches in combination, or maybe they might spam the same punch 6 times in a row or something. But they're throwing a lot of punches and they're trying to overwhelm their opponent. While that's happening, your stamina gauge, it's gonna drop. Maybe it might even be blinking red. All that's happening, a guy throws a punch in between your combination, and you get stunned, or you get flashed, and people don't want to accept it. They want to say it's random. I on Reddit, every time I read these complaints about it, about the flash system, and I go on Reddit, and I'll tell them, hey, come and meet me. I'll give them my Discord. I'll give them my PS5. I say, okay, let's test it out. I don't want to fight. I just want to test it out. Let's see if we can recreate it. And nobody has proved it to me yet, man. Nobody. It's like, and I wouldn't even film you. I don't even film. I just want to show you, like like what a lot of people say. It's not random. There's something you're doing that there's something the guy is doing, but they just don't want to see it that way. But I haven't encountered anything random yet, to tell you the truth. So I don't know if this has to do with the flash frequency. But one thing I can say in 1.5 is when they introduced, you could get a lot of counter windows, and that flashes the screen when you get the counter window, right? And it's a lot, way more. It's noticeably more counter windows than in prior to 1.5. So I don't know if that's the context of they mean flash. I don't know if they mean that they're going to fix that, but they would have said countering, right? So it has to be the flash KOs and the flash knockdowns they're talking about.
Yeah.
That guy Slick, that says the flash knockdown is garbage. Also, they just dialed it down so the random. So you're saying it's random happens less. Sorry, Pax, it's random, bro. As I said, that guy Slick, if you're on PS5, we could test it out. Not right now, but you could. My Discord is exactly the same as my name, kind of thing, right? Look for me, and we could test out, because I want somebody to show me how random it is. I'm telling you, it's not random. I can't. Here's the thing. I don't think you could just stand. Okay, even if you didn't have your guard up, if a guy comes running towards you and throws a power straight, you're telling me at no point, and you're not even protecting yourself, that it shouldn't stun you. But I know that's a different example because the stamina bar is not down in the red, right? So, okay, you're not, let's just say you're stationary. If somebody punches in your face and you don't guard and you're stationary, should it stun you? I don't know, but how often has that happened in the game too? Majority of the guys, when guys are getting randomly stunned, or as you say, randomly stunned, there's some kind of action going on. It's coming off a punch. It's coming off some kind of movement. So, but yeah, nobody showed it to me. I don't know. I gotta look on YouTube to see if anyone has any videos showing these random it's random. It has nothing to do with what the individual's doing.
This is the question I got that I was thinking. Do you think they trying to push towards making this game online only?
Making it online only.
Because they just drop like everything that deals with the offline. It's like they're not like really focused on it.
So,
and it'll be stupid if they do.
So if you wanted to be a good online game, it had to been developed with the mindset that this game is for online play, and that's what they didn't do with this Undisputed we're playing right now. I think this was just like a test. It was like a project to see because the game was developed. It was never really developed with the mindset, okay, we're taking this online, or maybe whoever was developing the game, right? Then they ran into the problem they're having right now. I think a good example of seeing a indie game company that didn't make this mistake would be there's a game called Ultra Pro Wrestling by indie company, and recently they let out they had an interview, I guess, where the developer gives some information, and he's telling the community the reason why we're taking so long to release the game is because we're making sure that it was designed for the online component to work properly. The game is called Ultra Pro Wrestling. Within the last 2 weeks, you'll see articles about it, about what their approach is. So here's the thing: going back to what you're saying, Poe. Are they going to make Are they just going to make it online? Well, the whole mindset is that if they're going to this Unreal Engine, they have to develop the game from an online perspective now to make sure the code, like everything, works properly. But are they making the game like there's a soccer game that was released this year called Rematch? That's an online game. They didn't make any offline modes. It's only supposed to be online. Fortnite, just a pure online game. Who else makes an online game? Skate. There's that EA just released that game called Skate. That's just an online game. There's nothing else to it. It's online. So what you're asking is, are they gonna abandon offline mode when they come out on Undisputed 2?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Because I remember when I was talking to Ash, it was like basically he was focused online. But then he was like, I said, Ash, are there gonna be offline modes? He said, oh yeah. And people don't realize it's like more people that play offline than online. People keep saying, oh, it's a lot of people. No. What y'all when it comes to consoles and stuff like that, no. When you add it up, see this how they trick people. They add mobile game, you automatically online. So they're using mobile game stats and they're adding it onto the console stats. Now you're saying, oh, it's more people playing online. That's not true. Life is not promised. I'm not trying to wait until 2027 for a new boxing game.
2028.
Yeah, I don't think I got it in because it's a lot of everything's going downhill in America.
2028 is the earliest you'll see that game come out. That's a long time.
Yeah. If a new boxing game come out in 2028 and Fallout 5 come out in 2028, the boxing game can forget it. Oh, I played online a few days ago, and it kind of felt like it was a little easy to get flashes. If I just stepped back and did a normal street, yeah, that's the arcade element. A lot of these things, people keep thinking that they're bugs, but they're actually designer decisions, developer decisions. They're making these decisions for the game to do certain things. Like I was saying, a lot of the stuff they took out of the games is to make the game more arcadey, to make it a little fast paced, to have more movement like a arcade game. I'm going to be in college with back problems in 2028. I'm not going to have time to play a new boxing game. I'll be building my own. That's a good way to think. Except for the back problems.
Here, let me share. I found it. I found the article. Going back to that thing we were talking about, not the thing where I said that that I heard the developers say it. I'll find out later. But I found an article in terms of where is it here? Where are you? That conversation we're talking about sensationalization of violence in the sport, and they don't want it in the video game and all that kind of stuff. And then I started talking about the esport aspect of it, right? So here I'm gonna show the where are you here? Touch screen. Okay, this. So this is an article. This was published the 4th of May, 2021. The social license to operate in esports, the glorification of violence, discrimination, and gaming addiction in esports. You could download this. You could download the paper. It's a research paper. But the main thing is this. This paper will evaluate the specific controversial issues within esports, the glorification of violence and discrimination, and gaming addiction. Within this point here of glorification of violence, you'll see the issue when they talk about violence against women. So I don't know if all this is connected to what their vision is. If it has something to do with trying to become a leader in esports, I don't know. But this will shed some context into this whole glorification of violence argument.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I think it's because you can if you got this one of my things that it go back to me saying options. When you get ready to play esports or whatever, turn it off. Simple to me. That's simple. You turn off the gore. They got plenty of games that you could turn the gore off in the game. So would you think options would be a great alternative?
Well, or you could have parental options, I guess, if you want to call them that, but I don't see anything wrong with trying to depict the realism of the sport.
Yeah.
Their whole slogan is that it's supposed to be the most realistic game, but it shouldn't be just the most realistic game in terms of likenesses of the characters and different kind of trademarks. That's one kind of realism, right? But if we're talking about just the this aspect of it, then what happens in the sport kind of thing? So it's like you can't compare this to like violence in baseball, violence in NBA, violence in soccer. It's because they're not punching each other, kind of thing. It's the nature of that sport. That's the sport itself. Same thing with MMA. To tell you the truth, I think the MMA has lots of good violence in it. I don't think they shy away from the depiction of it.
Yeah. That's the guy. I think I replied to something else, and my reply didn't go with your question. Yeah, yeah. I'm like wondering this Manny Pacquiao thing still is he gonna be free? Because I just heard seeing a video with Crooks or somebody saying Manny Pacquiao gonna be free. If he's gonna be free, oh, all right. I was about to say because people, this will be getting me. People keep saying we want free boxes. We want free boxes. This not EA. EA is $1 billion company. They got to pay these boxes. People be getting, I used to somewhat feel that way, but I was understanding and I was able to understand what was going on behind the scenes. People keep thinking that these boxes, they be like, well, he made money. He's rich. He should be in the game for free. No, that's his. These boxers have businesses. Their images are worth things. But I'm saying I'm gonna be free in this game. Now you making your bargaining for to be in another game, you lowering your value. So they want to be in the game. Oh yeah. Leafy said, why did they add rappers in the game? He laughing. Manny is going to be a DLC fighter with a new way. Hopefully a new way is in the DLC. They might put him in there. Cause I'm not looking for the DLC to really do that well. But Manny Pacquiao kind of made it like go up, make the value go up, made it interesting for people to like, yeah, I'm gonna get the game because Pacquiao in it. But the thing is he gonna fight like Manny Pacquiao?
No, he won't, and that's the two things with it. I think Poe, you always mentioned about how the fighters don't fight like themselves from the AI itself, right?
Yeah.
then he won't fight like himself. But also, to the other issue with Manny Pacquiao, he's one of the he's going to be he's one of the shorter and height and reach fighters as well. So if you look at it just from online, how many people actually use Juan Manuel Marquez anymore? How often do you see guys actually want to use him in rank? He's what, 5'6", 66-inch arm reach. Nobody's using him because the way the game plays, the game doesn't reward. I think this goes back to what the audience was saying earlier about the inside fighting game. It doesn't, or there's no way to run down guys with if you're the smaller fighter. So like Manny Pacquiao, what is he? He's about 5'6", 5'7", or he's 5'5". He's 5'5", I think, with a 67-inch reach. I think. How is he gonna? Who's gonna want to use him? I don't know. Unless the game plays differently, coming out with the new update.
Yeah, but casual fans, they attach themselves to popular names, so they probably play one for a while, for probably about a month. He said Jay LaMotta didn't look unique on the other trailer. He did, and he looked like, I thought he was Rocky Marciano again. I said, why is Rocky Marciano back in the game again?
Oh, good. But man, another thing too. Do you think for Manny Pacquiao they actually got, like, how did they get his motion capture?
That's
I don't think they. I want to see, like, if we're talking about how fighters fight. If we're talking about how fighters fight, or even how they punch, I think I remember Fight Night Champion did a good job of Manny Pacquiao. How he threw his straight, how he threw his left straight.
Yeah, they did a good job, a decent job. They gave up on the likenesses stuff a long time ago. Otherwise, they would have fixed Crawford. That's facts. And you know what made me mad about Crawford? He made it bad by, he's like, I don't worry about stuff like that. Oh, come on, man. You got to advocate for yourself. He said he don't care. Yo,
there was this in the general updates. This was something they're adding. Recovery cutscenes can now be skipped if one player triggers it in the online fight. Pressing the skip button now will trigger a 5-second timer before the game continues into the next round. I would like to know. You have 60 seconds in between rounds. So you have 60 seconds between rounds. If one guy says he wants to skip it, it's up to the other guy if he wants to skip it, or he can wait the whole 60 seconds. So I think a lot of guys, they get frustrated because sometimes you play these guys and they want to really drag out the fight. I've seen it myself happen to me. Like, if they see you have a decent record and they don't have a good record, kind of thing, they'll use that as a tactic to kind of annoy you, to troll you, maybe, because they just don't want to fight you, right? But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if they had a poll in the Discord or what the hell, how they chose 5-second timer. Man, give us at least 15 seconds in between if we have to rush it, man. Sometime in between, like, I'm playing a game. Sometimes I'm taking a smoke in between the rounds. Maybe I'm taking a sip of a drink or something, man. Like, 5 seconds, that's just like just rushing the damn game, man. Like they could have started, they could have went in half. They could have said 60, okay, let's go 30, but even 15, I would have been satisfied with 15 seconds. Now, 15-second break, I'm good with that.
No.
5 seconds, they're just rushing the damn thing. Yo,
guys, did y'all fill out the survey yet?
Poe, what are your thoughts on this character creator online? This is the big feature they released, that we're gonna release. Basically, create a boxer. We're gonna get create a boxer right now, but you can only use it in you could use it online, but in unranked mode, you could use it. Quick fights. The boxer's rating max is 85.
Yeah, I don't know about that 85.
Well, they put that 85 so people can't exploit the game or make a character that's overpowered. That's one reason that they capped it at 85. But the thing is, are they going to put individual caps on each stat?
Exactly. That's one thing I was just thinking.
That's what we don't know. But sports gaming and
they like the power. They could put all of it to there. They'll take that hit on anything else.
Well, that's what this is what sports gaming analysis. He dropped a video a couple of days ago, and he said it, and he was being very transparent. He said that this is not a good idea that they're doing it because it's basically for the casuals to create overpowered fighters, create meta fighters.
Yeah.
But at least it's on rank.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's going to happen probably? One of the things that's going to happen is you're seeing it right now with NBA 2K. NBA 2K has a problem right now where everybody's making their characters 6'8", and I don't know how their weight system works again, but I'm gonna guess 6'8", 160 pounds, and they have these guys that's running 6'8" guy running around because they're playing their RPG mode, right? Their online RPG mode. There's no basketball. There's no strategy anymore. Guys are just making these guys. They're running around and shooting over you all the time. Easy bucket. 3 points all day.
And because they can fix that, but they're not. All they got to do is put a cap on the height. The realistic height.
Well, you would think that the NBA 2K brain trust, they should know that, but why aren't they doing it?
Yeah. Because they doing everything arcade now. They putting an arcade twist on everything. Even though you got an option to play hardcore, they got that in the forefront.
But yeah, that's the issue. So yeah, we're gonna see that issue is gonna happen when it gets dropped. But I don't know, man. 85, it seems like you could control it.
Yeah. Seems like you could control it, but my thing is the cap on each individual that builds up to that rating.
There has to. Or you know what they should have did? They should have I don't know. Sometimes I think about the whole archetype. If they have it as an archetype, but then so that you don't have full range, you have to like your fighter has to be built a certain way.
Yeah.
But you know what? The problem is that the way everyone plays the game, everyone's trying to fight box on the outside.
Yeah. I thought everybody tried to fight in inside.
Well, there's some players they'll try to walk you down and just try to body spam you and wear you out. That's one way they can beat you, right?
Yeah. That guy Slick said, what a waste of an hour conversation with the content creators. And Ash, they made zero changes to what they discussed. We knew that. I knew it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, because he was attacking.
No.
He was.
There was one. There was well, from all the people I know, they did talk about that step in body jab. So this is the one update that I would say that supposedly is going to this whole increase the cooldown recovery. This is supposed to, I guess, this is going to address. That's the only thing. Other than that, I can't think of anything else. Maybe the lean back. Yeah. Maybe the lean back might address this, but no one's too sure yet.
Yeah. I'm still like trying to figure out how this crossplay gonna work, because making a crossplay this late in the game's life, just adding it, they trying to keep their numbers up, keep people interested in playing, so the numbers look good on paper.
You're right, because I think right now the worst platform for numbers is Steam. And the only reason we know is because the Steam, they can't hide the stats. They can hide the stats on PS5 and Xbox, but they can't fuck around. They can't hide that shit on Steam, so everybody knows, man. There's so many people posting on Reddit right now showing what those numbers are. I think I saw one snapshot showing. I forgot within we were in October. We're in the last quarter. In third quarter 2025, I saw a number showing there was about 520 something people online playing on Steam. You know what I mean? Versus when it first came out. But here's the thing, man. I'm for cross play, but only cross play with the console community. Only with PS5 players and only with Xbox players. I don't want to play with the Steam PC players because on Steam PC it's impossible. It's impossible to stop. The fact that they develop all the freaking hacker tools are developed on the Windows platform, and that's what these guys are doing, man. Also, too, Windows, it's like you don't need to jailbreak your window on PS5 and Xbox. If you Xbox right now is really difficult. On PS5, if you jailbreak your PS5, the moment you try to go online, it's gonna update. It's gonna request for the update, and you cannot play Undisputed online jailbroken on a jailbroken PS5. PC, you could PC. That friggin' what's the name of the anti cheat system they have? They released in version 1.0. I forgot. It's a popular one. I forgot the name of it. That thing was broken from day one. And it was the same. And it was the same. It was the same cheat engine they were using from beta. The Wiimote. It's the same shit they're using right now.
Yeah.
So the fact that Steel City they give you the option if you want to toggle it on and off. I thought that was pretty lame. They should give us the option in terms of, okay, do I want to play, like, which audience do I want to play? Because I want it on so I could play people on Xbox. I don't want to play the Steam players, and a lot of Steam players are mad. They're saying that I don't know, give us a chance. No, or the excuses, the console players don't want to play on Steam because that's where the real competition takes place. That's bullshit. You guys on Steam too, are they gonna reduce the frames per second when you guys play? You guys play your game with some of you guys could play on 120 frames per second. If you go up against a console player, we're locked at 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
That means you have the advantage. You have more frames. That's like how are we gonna play Steam players? I hope Steel City took that into consideration as well. But
it should be you can play. You have an option to pick which console you want to play. Yeah. If that's what you want to play, that's on you.
Yeah, that's what I want. But going back to your saying, the Steam numbers are so bad for Undisputed. This is just to inflate the number. This is just to inflate the numbers.
Yeah, man. For the publishers and investors, they gotta make it look good.
Like all the people on Steam. They said that the competition not high. If you want to play competitive, you got to play on PS5 or Xbox because you cannot install a Wiimote on that damn thing. The only thing, actually not the only thing, you could do it on PC too, but the only thing you got to worry about is the friggin' what's the name of that joystick hack? The Zen controller or the Zen box. That's what they got to friggin' watch out for. Well, ZenBox is ruining NBA 2K right now. All those 6'8" guys who are making 3-point shooters, they're using the ZenBox to time exactly when to shoot. So they're all getting green, 100% green, and you're right. You know right away they're cheating.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I could say maybe that people might be using on PS5 or Xbox. They might be using the ZenBox. I don't know how effective it would be.
Yeah, they make it bad for companies that like EA. They stopped making PC games. Then they start back adding them to PC, but they're making it bad for companies that want to put the game on PC too, and they don't care.
It's because it's running on Windows, man, or it's running on Apple. Like it's not a dedicated operating system to play video games. Like PlayStation's running its own dedicated. Windows is Xbox. Technically, it's a dedicated, but it's still Windows. But it's still its own thing. It's not somebody's. It's not like I went and I bought a PC and I could put any software I wanted because that's what it's designed to do. There's too many openings to hack these things, man. It's like it's basically you can't have PC audience playing console. It's a whole different. It's. You guys have a. You guys get. There's too much cheating on PC, and Undisputed and Steel City should have been very. I don't know who made that the business decision against the inflator, but it's just really. To me, it's like you're forcing the community, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't see
So this
anything
their
good.
last hurrah. It's literally their last hurrah. They know they got to do something before Christmas or the next year. They got to do something. And if they can't maintain their audience, it's gonna the game is gonna fail. I know they worried about the DLC. They like really worried if they're gonna sell that well, which is their fault because Manny Pacquiao, they should have been advertising. They should have been marketing them.
Pound, yeah, you could turn off the crossplay, but I want to leave it on. I want to play the guys on Xbox. I want to play them. If I want to play PC, I'll go play it on my Steam account, man. And that's the thing. I don't even play on Steam anymore. If I go and play on Steam, it's only the test. I'm only testing with people. I'm not even taking it serious. It's from beta. The people have been cheating. That's how bad it was, and they can't stop it.
I know why you asked. Do you guys think Undisputed 2 will be realistic or no? I do, but Beast keeps saying it's not. I think so. Beast said it's not gonna happen. He think they're just going, because I think that whole idea, because Ash's first idea was he was gonna keep upgrading the game. But you got to realize Ash got more people in his ear now. He got more people telling him, well, you got to, you can't do your upgrade thing. Because if the upgrade was working, he would have been doing that with the, because he was supposed to upgrade the game every so often, like with the 1.5 and all that. They start coming late. It took them like, what, 4 years for us to get 1.5 or something like that. They're talking about seasons. The season should have been gone, but we just starting to really get it.
Hey, can you imagine when update 2.0 comes out? They're scrubbing the leaderboards. They're giving us cross play, all this stuff to do with online. They're gonna give us some physics, but can you imagine when it comes on, you see that we're still playing season 0? Yeah. Can you imagine if it still says season 0? And everybody's going to sit there and is like, what the fuck? Do you know that Rematch, the soccer game, when it came out this year, when it came out, it was on season 0. They were able to get to, now they're on season 1, I think as of August. It only took them maybe 4 months or 5 months to get to season 1. Undisputed has taken us down a path where it's been over a year where we're going to be at season 0, probably going into version 2.0.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. That is late.
I think that's good then.
Yeah. You ain't got none of we want to talk about because I know after this show I'm gonna do what's that TikTok real quick and I'm trying to get some more viewers up.
Nah, I think we're good. The only thing we didn't cover was the they did some fighter balancing up. They did with Johnny Nelson and Jaio Potea. I think they bumped them up to 85, and then they had a bunch of bug fixes. Let me see. Bug fixes. Here, we're going to try and that's it. I think we covered a lot too. This here, man, fix the issue where users can trigger poor sportsmanship. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is at the end of the game where you could report somebody. I don't know. I don't know what this is, to tell you the truth.
That? I don't like that because a person could be disgruntled and say that, you were giving them a hard time. I don't like stuff like that.
Yeah, like basically you're beating the guy down and he can't take it, and then he says, or then he goes and reports, oh, this guy was cheating or something.
Yeah. I don't like that.
So I don't
Cause
know if this has to do with
it's a
it.
couple, yeah, it's a couple of games on PlayStation that a person can report you. Like they used to do my son all the time. They used to say he cursed them out or he called them, gay or something like that, just because he was beating them. And I said, oh man, I said, yo, and he was on my account too. I said, yo, man, you gotta stop playing these guys. He said,
Well,
no,
the
it's
whole thing
them.
is the whole thing is you can't give them any evidence. Like the moment you start talking, and you have guys are recording, man.
Yeah,
Like it's simple as that. Or the guys will record it because they're gonna record. Especially if you type it, is the worst because that's it. Once they get in typing, there's no mistaking it after, right?
yeah. And I
That's the
heard
thing.
with PlayStation and stuff, they pick up certain words and they'd like email you and tell you that you were saying something that wasn't right.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I got
that's
I
bull.
got I think right now on PlayStation on PS5, I think they have some kind of, it's always monitoring you. I think it's monitoring the party chat. I got caught a couple times
Yeah,
like
yeah.
playing we're playing and people like after the game's done they might come into your party chat and then everybody's just cussing whatever, saying everyone's just talking shit after, and that shit and that shit somehow gets reported,
Wow.
and then you get a little suspension after. Actually, EA, I
Yeah.
don't EA has done that to me before. I can't it's like oh, EA does that. Okay, forget it. I was thinking when EA did that to me is because I had something on my jersey that you're not supposed to say, like cuss words and stuff like that. Don't check for that. But
Um,
PlayStation, they're monitoring. They're monitoring for that stuff. They want to hear you say it, so they can use so they'll use it against you after.
yeah. They sent
But
me a detailed letter because the PlayStation's in my name. And I said, yo, what did you do? I said, you be cussing? He said, no, I don't know what was going on. I said, yo, man, they gonna take my account, man, because of you. So you gotta pick your friends better. Let me see, Boxer, you still here? Jay Opataya being a 85 overall further shows SCI don't know about boxing and is very incompetent.
what should be his rating?
I know what he's saying. Like online, you should be able to like play like I keep saying, they should get professionals to do the stats. And you should have an option to play that way. Especially what they said it's not ranked, right? So you should be able to play with the real stats of certain boxes.
EA, I remember EA was probably the first company I saw where they introduced. I don't know if it was EA or 2K, but they used to have something called I don't know if not game day, but the roster, this everything will keep on adjusting. It was dynamic. I forgot what that feature was
Yeah,
called.
yeah, I love that.
What was that
They
called?
had
Is that EA feature?
that was 2K.
It was
Because
2K?
2K
Okay.
got it. Yeah. And they actually have on 2K, they got this a lot of 2K people be on Operation Sports and the very talented guys. They do the stats and everything. Like one of my friends, Dazar, he's on the 2K team. And he's very talented. He used to play basketball, and his father was a famous basketball player. Let me see.
He said
Easy
90,
when you
man.
catch boxing. 90 at least. See, I was thinking that too, 90 at least. They should give you between that 90. But then you gotta, like we were saying too, what is the build up to get that 90? If you keep putting three things, that 90 is usually gonna be 90. So you're gonna have somebody got 90 speed and 90 punching power. That's a monster. Ragzilla
Yo, here's his.
said,
Here's Jai's box rec. He's 28-0. Based on his competition and what we're saying, should he be rated 90? He's 28-0. Let's see when he fought his first series competitor. This guy he fought a guy 10-0. IBSU Cruiser. 7-0, 9-1, 11-3, 6-3, 18-2, 24-7, 13-1, 7-2. Here we go. 28-1. This is his first real big fight. Meredith Breedis.
That's a big name.
Next, Jordan Thompson, 15-0. Zorro, 17-0. Maris Breedis again. He beat him again. Now he's 28-2. Jack Massey, 28-2. David, 10-0. Claudio, 17-0. And then finally, he's getting ready to fight this guy in December, 23-0. How would you rate him then? Has he been tested enough?
It's hard to see when you rating them like that. That's something different from his actual stats, because then you gotta go by how did he look when he was fighting.
You're right.
You know, in each fight, what did he do? He does every fight. Like, he got fast hands, because you know we seen him in every fight. He has speed, so we gotta rank that up there. His power, we gotta put that in a certain rank. But if I was just saying by his competition, I say he's a good fighter. What he got? What's that? 28-3?
No, 28-0. He's undefeated.
Oh, why my screen? I must be looking at something different.
He's 30 years old.
Trying to make my screen bigger. Let me see. Oh, okay, I see it. I don't know why it looked like a 3 from far away.
But this whole thing about getting proper ratings for the fight, you said this comes down to they don't have the proper what do you call it? It's the statisticians or the sports analysts down there.
They don't have all them people in place. It's like they're trying to do it themselves.
Well, that's the thing. If they're doing it themselves,
even EA was smart enough. EA was smart enough.
I wish I had an AI bot mode. I wish I had an AI. Is there a free AI I could use? I'm just kind of curious. What is the chances that they're just using an AI bot and asking them what the rating is?
AI actually give you a decent. It sounds good. A rating that sounds good. Because I said, what would you if you're using if you're using Undisputed rating system, what would you give Shannon Briggs? And they gave me the rating. I was like, all right, that looks pretty good.
Here, let's ask it. What do you think? What do you think? Jai, how you spell his last name?
Opataya.
Jai Opataya.
Then you have him up on the screen. Oh, you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did. I had him up here. What do you think Jai Opataya's rating should be?
He's the best cruiserweight. Badu and Zorian Ducky.
Jai's highly talented.
I think Badu looking for a big fight so he could retire. Because I thought he was gonna retire already. He's taking too long off.
The AI can't give it to me. It can't tell me exactly. How would I ask it? This is the answer I'm getting right now. It's not giving me a specific answer. Oh, here we go.
Oh, I was about to say.
Okay. I asked. Okay, the first thing I asked him, what do you think Jai's rating should be? And it goes on to say, okay, he's a highly talented, skilled boxer, known for technical ability, resilience. So it's talking about all his attributes, but it's not giving that rating number if we're talking about Undisputed. So then I
Yeah,
asked it.
that's how you gotta say it. Say ratings for Undisputed Boxing Game if he was in a game. You
Well,
gotta
then I
ask
asked it
him.
this: can you give me a rating based on a number? Certainly, based on his performance and standing in the boxing community, I would estimate Jai Opetaya's rating to be in the range of Asian Pacific or world rankings around 7 to 10 in the light heavyweight, or approximately 80 to 85 in numerical rating system that scores a fighter on a scale of 1 to 100. So there. Oh, what's the name of this one? Deep AI, which is some kind of one of these deep AI is saying that he should be he should be between 80 to 85. What? So going back to if they're not hiring the stats people in the room, what's the chance that they're using AI to come up with these numbers?
Yeah,
It's saying he should be 80 to 85. Hey, let me ask you this. Who was asking this question too? This was boxing. Boxing was asking this, right? I'm gonna ask it a follow-up question, right? So he's saying 80 to 85, right? Yeah. Why is he not a 90? Let's see if this thing can tell us that. Jai might not be rated 90, might not be rated as a 90 or above in numerical blah blah blah. Generally indicates fighters who are considered absolute elite, undisputed champions, dominant fighters, exceptional skill. While Opetaya is highly skilled and has achieved significant success, such as winning titles and performing well against top contenders, he may still be viewed as slightly below the elite level due to the following factors: limited number of title defenses or defenses against top-ranked opponents, relative lack of long-term dominance compared to fighters are 90 plus, competition and consistency over a long period, which often influence higher ratings. So, in essence, a rating of 90 plus would typically belong to fighters who are dominant, undisputed, or proven track record. Boxing, what are your thoughts on that? And here's the thing, I'm not an AI guy. I don't trust what AI reports half the time because I do my own research. I know a lot of people, they go and do Google searches and they trust everything and they think everything the AI says is true, but half the time it's where the AI is getting its information from.
Yeah.
And if you're a subject matter expert in your field and you see these and you right away you catch it. You say, wait a minute, where are they getting those numbers from?
Yeah.
But it's curious if this is what Steel City's doing. I don't know.
Could be because they got rid of everybody that made sense to be there that could do the stats.
And a lot of companies now, that's the big thing. We're in this we're in it, man. We're in this era of AI now where all these corporations are cutting jobs.
Yeah.
They're cutting jobs, and it's not about, you see, it's not about quality anymore. It's quantity, man.
Yeah.
What quality.
What'd you say Jai Opetaia rating was? That
He said it should be 90. Boxing said it should have been 90. AI said it should be 80 to 85.
It got 87 on ChatGPT.
Oh, GPT? Okay. That's interesting. It got 87 on that one then, eh? So it's where this thing is pulling its data from.
Because it literally, it got his power is 88, his hand speed is 83, defense 80, stamina 85, chin 87, footwork 82, accuracy 84, boxing IQ 83, his reach is 80, his aggression is 86. That's what it was pulling it from.
What did you ask it?
I said, what should Jai Opetaia? Hold on. All right. What should Jai Opetaia stats and ratings be in Undisputed?
What should Jai Opetaia's stats and ratings be in? Oh, but Undisputed, the video game.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay. If Jai were to become undisputed champion, his stats would likely be significantly elevated to reflect his dominance and achievement stats. 20-2, title defenses 4-6. Numerical rating 90-90. I ain't getting the same one. I might be using a different. I'm using deep AI, but I'm not getting the same results as you right now. But this is supposed to be a chat GPT variant, I guess.
And it gave me the justifications of why he should get that suggested value. That makes sense too. Because they say like his justification for the 83 hand speed, he uses southpaw stance and his athletic. And his athletic, not necessarily the fastest in division, but he's above average. That makes sense. 83 is above average.
There we go. I got the one you got now. So this is the other chat GPT. Let me see here. But I think this is exactly what you're saying, right? Overall rating should be 88-90. Undefeated champion. He's not well known, but his rating rate should be 88-90, depending on the latest updates in his career. His power punching 85-88, stamina 90, speed 66-88, defense 87-89, technique 87-89, chin 83-85, fight IQ 88, finishing 85, special traits, volume punching. But are these his stats straight out of Undisputed then? No, this is Jai's stats and ratings based on his real world attribute. Okay, so this is what they're saying it should be then.
Yeah.
Would you agree with this? That if CSI was using this as a way to come up with the numbers, you think this is the right way to go, or this is really
I think they got a cheap version because that's why they got rid of the AI guy, which is stupid.
Whoa, boy.
Yeah. You getting tired? I'm about to
Yeah, I'm burnt. That's it.
Yeah, I'm about to end it.
Is it?
Let me see what the chat's saying right fast.
Where is this AI getting info from? That's the thing. It's whatever data set, and it really comes out to where the data set's coming from. It could be just scraping the internet. Who knows? But it's a data set that they have, and if that data set has any errors,
it picks up information quickly, and not always all of it is correct.
The biggest thing with AI, it can't rationalize. I don't care what people. It cannot rationalize as a human. That's why many times when it spits out these reports, if it still takes somebody who knows, who's knowledgeable to read it and say, wait a minute, where are you getting that from, right? The fact is this: it's not even when I look at it, it's not even saying where it references from. Like where is it getting his data from?
Boy. Yeah, but you can ask it that too, though. You can ask it'll tell you where it's getting its reference from if you ask it.
Well, let's ask it quick then. One.
Like iterations. Ask them iterations.
I didn't even think to ask it.
Yeah, I'll be putting them on point.
Here we go. Where are you getting this? Where are you getting this? What, the data from, or where are you getting this information from?
You can put either or.
So this is the AI using its own, based on whatever algorithm. Basically, it's basing it on its fight record, style analysis, boxing expert commentary. If it's boxing expert commentary, whose?
Yeah, that.
Because it better not be, what's his name? It better not be what's that fool who came back to the other day? He was arguing with he was Max Kellerman, man. He was arguing with the boxers and he didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I know how that feels.
Whose boxing commentary whose boxing commentary did you get information from? So it got it from the commentary when he fought Bredis in 2022. Somehow that it has a transcript. Got it from Teddy Atlas, analyst on the Ring and Boxing News. But here's the thing now. Although it's saying it did that, it still comes down and you still have to go and read the damn thing yourself. If you really want to know if this thing is accurate or not, you still have to read it. I don't have direct quotes from every boxing expert, but public comments. So yeah, so that's where it's getting its information from. But yeah, that's that.
Yeah. So about to end this. Let me see. I was supposed to be looking in chat. Chat. Thanks everybody for coming through. Appreciate you. Who? Darren. I thought it was gonna be, you know, how people be coming in at the last minute. But yo, I appreciate y'all for coming through. We doing the show Sunday, right? See what happens. We'll see what happens. What'd you think?
All right. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right. All right,
All right, man.
next show.
Thanks for having me on.
All right.